Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney to resolve how is everybody doing? Y'all ready to investigate? Y'all ready? Because last time we left off after the, I want to say, intro of Case 3, and either it's longer than I thought, or like I dilly-dally shilly-shallied, because who in their right mind wouldn't give Prosecutor Van Zeek's office a full rundown? We had to inspect every nook and cranny there. We got to meet his apprentice, very suspicious looking fellow, and yeah, just chat him up for the first time in probably all the games, I think. And he's a pretty decent guy, you know. But yeah, now is the time we actually investigate the case of the telefrag, the mysterious telefrag. This is what happens when you leave the engineering to the medic instead of the engineer. Dang it, guys, there's TF2 classes for a reason. And yeah, we have no evidence. The World Fair happened. We're going to Disneyland, and we're gonna go check out that ray gun, teleporter. Let's go. So we should still be at the jail. I did actually just off-stream record the last escapade, which took place before Case 2 of Great Ace Attorney 1. It was amazing. Go check that out on YouTube. It's not going to be on Twitch because of Twitch's rules about content that has to be on Twitch first, and then you have to wait 24 hours. Stuff like that. Didn't have a stream yesterday, so can do it. I think we've talked to Dr. Hairbrain as much as we can, so we gotta go check out the fair. Alright, Iris, you've been waiting for 2 days. Let's hope the fair is still running. Anyways, that's how I lost my medical license. I think you're gonna lose a lot more than that, Hairbrain, if you get found guilty. Look at that crystal tower. Reconfirming, this game takes place in 1890 something. The year is a bit fuzzy, but again, notes from the development staff say 1897, I believe. 22nd of October, the Great Exhibition Grounds, foot of the Crystal Tower. So it's based on the English World Fair that happened around that time. The showgrounds are a little too big for my liking. We've been walking around in dense crowds for 2 hours now, and I felt myself swooning 3 times. Oh my.
There are a lot of people out there. I've almost been trodden on 3 times too.
Should we get you like a sign that you can hold up saying, "Warning, small child, please do not step"? Be careful, won't you, Iris? Don't let go of my hand. Remember, when you take a kid to Disneyland, take a picture of them first, and then that way, like, you have an exact picture of what they look like in the clothes they're currently wearing. Also, I see some evidence over there. We finally made it through the throngs, though, by the look of it. Here we are underneath the public experimentation stage where the explosion happened yesterday. Look at that Union Jack. Oh my god. Whoa. Did he build a teleporter or a cannon? What, did they like shoot him through the clock tower? I guess it's just a tower, not a clock tower. That's not a clock. Who's that? What's that? I can hear voices from up on the stage. It sounds like an argument. Hello? Whoa! Gina, let's trade. Look at she's got a nice little coat. Is that the coat? Wait, is that Magnus Bergilda's coat that she was trying to take last time? Well, I mean, it suits her pretty well. Look at that. I can't believe we've gone this long without seeing Gina again. I missed her. What has she been up to? To her dastardly street rat tricks?
Right, I'm at it with you this time. I'm warning you. I'll arrest you in a minute.
Oh, yeah? Go on then, Spectre. Give it a shot. You ain't got no evidence and you know it.
Wait, I know those voices. I hope they're the same voices I've been giving them. It's a spanking new coat. Well, it's nice. Very nice. I guess she's had like 8 months to go pick it up. Also, what's up, Wendy? Also, Rithwick, how you doing? Welcome on in.
You've got a cheeky little mouth on you, young lady, but a nut in the sales will teach you some manners.
Just try it, I dare ya! If you want that bag of chips rammed down your throat!
Now. Now this is the kind of fight I do, like, see sometimes when I go to Disneyland. Like, kids and their parents arguing, like, I want to go home, but you're the one that wanted us to go here. We paid for tickets. No, I want to go home. No, we are staying the day here. We are getting our money's worth. We are riding all the rides. And it's kind of ironic, don't you think? Like, the kid wants to go home, but it's the parents that want to go on the rides, but only because they don't want to waste their money. Kind of sad.
Yahoo, Grexy! What are you doing up there?
Some JoJo style. I mean, I guess the game kind of takes place around the same time as Steel Ball Run. Not really.
Ah! Ah! It's you! Here! You're here? Yeah, but you don't. Your ladyship!
Oh, right. I totally forgot. He bows to Iris Wilson because she's so dang important.
How are you, your ladyship? I do hope you're well, your ladyship.
Does that make her 3 times a lady? 3 times a lady. Mostly lurking. Enjoy the lurk. No problem.
I'm not well at all. It's far too busy everywhere. I wanted to ride in a balloon, but there was a 3-hour queue.
Yeah, sounds like Disneyland. Yeah, they got those signs that say how long the wait is, Space Mountain and all that.
Unbelievable! I'll go and have a word for you at once, your ladyship. You'll be flying high as a kite in no time once I pull some strings for you.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Toby, just calm down. You don't have to act like this just for her. Tobias Gregson, an inspector at Scotland Yard. I find it odd that we're reintroducing him when we already know him from the last case. I'd like to see how, like, the planning went for the order of these cases. Oh, so Raviolin, welcome on in. How you doing? How's your night? Until recently, he was suspended from duty, but it would appear as he's back in action now. He's actually quite well known, appearing as he does in the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. Inspector Gregson. And for that reason, he can't say a word wrong to the story's author, Iris. Yeah, okay, that's why. I forgot the exact reason. Like, it's because he felt bad for her father being dead. Not much of a spoiler, considering that it's like one of the first things you find out in this series, but it bears repeating. Maybe it doesn't. But there are limits, surely. Or there should be. He's just kissing up to her because she writes the books.
Watch it, sunshine!
Sorry. Sumimasen. Excuse me.
What gives then? Don't tell me you're on this case.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Yes, I'm acting for the defense.
So we're here to investigate.
Dear me, that's the situation, isn't it?
Is it really that troubling? Just my very existence? Who, where, what?
Measly 5 bob. Is that all you got?
Yeah!
You're a lawyer, ain't you? You could start to carry a bit more copper around your pockets, Mr. ManokAdobo. Do you just pickpocket me?
Hold on, but like, keep doing that coin trick. It's cool. I don't even mind that it's my coin. It's made of chocolate anyway. Just take a bite out of it in front of her. What? Hey! That's my last bit of spending money, that is.
You can have it back, but I'll have to charge you for all the bother. 3 bob.
3 bob. I love her accent. They captured it well in this version, I think. Definitely got that bit of Cockney accent. And look at that little smile, though. Gina's pretty good. Gina's great. This is Gina Lestrade, a pickpocket or diver, born and bred in the East End of London. You love her outfit. Very pretty. Yeah. Just don't get distracted, or she'll steal all your money. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago, Well, I don't blame her for it. Sprint, thank you for the resub. 2 years of roosting. 24 months? My goodness. Hey, thank you for the kind words. Supportive. You should be one to talk, sir. I appreciate you and thank you for that. Welcome back to the chicken coop. Grab a nest, get comfy. And William Shansper as well, welcome. You're not too late. We just started this part of the investigation. You know, we had a fun little time talking about Kiryu Kazuma in Super Monkey Ball. Man, when does Osogi Kazuma get in Super Monkey Ball? Come on, Capcom, collaborate with Sega to make it happen. And also the new Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake stuff. Exciting stuff, very exciting. And you know, nobody can resist Hisui and Growlithe. Not even Gina Lestrade. This is the young girl I was defending in court. Oh no, we had a big thing about how her name is pronounced. The French name is pronounced Lestrade, but the specific character she's based on in the Sherlock Holmes novels is from Britain, and even though, like, has French heritage, like, they've adopted the different pronunciation because they're pretty much just English at this point. So they pronounce it themselves as Lestrade. I looked it up. This was a whole thing. A whole thing. What's your problem there, Yodo? Diver, pickpocket? What's with all the name calling? You want a bag of chips run down your throat and all, do ya? I'm kinda hungry. I thought you were proud to be a diver, Gina. You were just arguing with Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? I assume you've been up to your usual tricks here at the showground. That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Yodo. Half a year's a long time. People can change. I mean, you got a nice outfit. That's a pretty good change. I did actually see this outfit like 2 years ago looking for sprites of Gina to use for the thumbnails. But hey, now I get to see it in HD. I want to practice now. Learning to be a Scotland Yard detective. Really? Clean up your act. I'm so proud. Look at that, you got a badge. So you'll have to call me what everyone else does. It's Inspector Lestrade now. Speaking of the character from Sherlock Holmes. Inspector Lestrade, there it is. Inspector? That page is homemade, surely. Let me give it a good look. It's made of cardboard. I've seen this before. You can't pull a fast one on me. She pulls off her rubber mask and she's actually freaking Furio Tigre. Travel back in time, he did. Yeah. Is the stream laggy today? I'm sorry about that if it is, but I always make sure quality options are on stream. If it's laggy, try turning it down to 480p. If it's still laggy, nothing I can really do about it. Sorry.
The inspector part isn't entirely accurate. No one calls it that. For what it's worth, anyway. Investigating's off the cards for all of us.
What? Really? Are you guys not allowed to?
What is that supposed to mean?
The real fake badge was the friends we made along the way.
Right, well, I'll be back up top. You're the folk down here, all right?
I cannot believe it. Gregson and Gina working together. What has changed in the last 6 months? It's like Ryunosuke was just holed up in his room. How long have I been asleep?
Right, sir.
This raises a lot of questions. Wait, the real badge was the friends we made along. You telling me my friends are fake? Dang. Must have made them on social media. Oop. Oh, let's take a look around, see. As much as I'd like to talk to Gina, every time there's a new... Ooh, I get to look up. Look at the Union Jack. Nah, I can't, apparently. Are there balloons? I know the way Ace Attorney games work. They don't let you leave until you talk to the person. So, by completionist standpoint, if you want to see everything, make sure you do it before you talk. I've been meaning to ask you for a while now, but what are those funny round blobs floating in the sky?
Oh, they're the flying balloons I've been talking about. I want to go up in one so much.
Well, I hope they don't pop. I've read about situations like this in a magazine, about strange phenomena. Creatures from outer space coming in round, flying objects to to attack Earth! What stories are you reading, Ryunosuke? Yes, Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. Back to the Future reference. What? I suppose inhabitants of other planets are bound to be interested in the great exhibition. This is it, Iris! It's happening!
It's not. Don't worry. I'll explain it all to you later over a nice cup of tea, Runo.
Man's having a panic attack over here. Oh, poor Ryunosuke. Ugh. Now that Shamspeare's gone, you're not going to do the Shamspeare accent. But I kind of missed that, though. Oh well, we can pretend he's here in heart, just behind camera this whole time. Forsooth! What light through yonder tower breaks? I think it's the glass that's breaking. The Crystal Tower. It's certainly an apt name. It was built to be the focal point of the exhibition, and it definitely is being so tall and with all that glass. I can't imagine a building like this ever being erected in Japan. I don't know, we got those radio towers with the glass looking windows now. Ryunosuke just didn't have much forethought.
There are lots of exhibits inside the tower as well, apparently. Of course, there's an observation deck, but there's also an art gallery, a zoo, and a museum.
A zoo? Like a petting zoo? Or like a full-on zoo? They got elephants up there?
But I heard you have to queue for 3 hours just to get through the doors.
Again, exactly Disneyland. Tip if you actually go to Disneyland as someone from Southern California. Go pay that extra $10 for the, that app that lets you get fast passes from your phone. Like, yeah, it's a little bit of a cash grab. It's a lot of a cash grab, but it's worth it. Like, you get to see what rides are available to you. So you don't have to, like, walk all the way across the park just to find out that the wait time for Space Mountain is, like, literally 3 hours. Like, you can just check it live. And then if it happens to be free, or if it happens to have a fast pass available, you can claim it, go about your day. Go eat lunch or something while you wait. It's so nice. Well, and that's, in the future when it's safer to come down here. Well, at the moment, the shattered glass from the failed experiment may well be the biggest draw. Don't touch that, that's dangerous.
And thanks to that accident, the whole tower is shut.
Suddenly, it's not the Crystal Tower anymore, but the Crystal Glass Shower. Ugh.
Apparently, everyone's taking to the skies now to look down on the disaster area from above instead.
I wonder if we'll go inside we'll take a balloon out to see the crime scene from above?
But there's a 3-hour queue to go up in a balloon now.
Londoners must be very patient people. I mean, when you live in a place with a giant clock just visible at all times, it becomes very easy to tell how long you need to wait for things. Isn't it decades too early for people to know about UFOs? Also, what's up, Squidgy Bump? I'd imagine people have been seeing things in the sky for generations. It is the east, and the chicken is the sun! Oh wait, that's just fried. Golden brown. This platform must have been set up for the experiment, I suppose. It's very high up. Afraid of heights, Runo?
About 30 feet above the ground, apparently. That's what the policeman I just spoke to said.
When did you have time to talk to a policeman? Excuse me, what? I don't really understand feet very well. We don't use them in Japan. And congratulations, in modern day, they don't use them in England either. Ironically. Modern day, at least.
Oh, yes, sorry. It's about 9 meters. But soon you'll have been in London a year, It's time to get used to our measurements.
Don't. Please don't. Please don't. As an American, please, let us get rid of this empirical measurement system. Imperial, rather. Yes, well... This thing is so tall, the spectators at the front would just have seen a wall and nothing else. And Truby, thank you for the resub. Welcome back to the chicken coop. Grab a nest and get comfy. 24 months, look, another 2 year. Happy 2-year anniversary to both Drew and to Sprint. Hope you all are doing fantastic. Hope you're having a good night. Fancy a spot of tea? I'm very British today.
They probably thought they'd secured the best spot to watch from, only to be disappointed.
There's a saying in Japan. The darkest spot is right under the lighthouse. Wow, that's kind of deep, actually. I feel like it probably supplies here. Wow. We're at the World's Fair in 1890. We're having a fun time. You know, we're gonna get Iris's Mickey Mouse hat embroidered with her name. We're looking at evidence. You know, everything a kid's trip to Disneyland should entail. Especially the murder part. Yeah. We went to SoCal the other week. Sorry, I wasn't doing my meet and greet that day. Just imagine, someday I might actually do that at TwitchCon. I'm scared. Do I buy a giant chicken suit? I mean, it's just because it's a suit for a giant chicken, I mean. I don't want to go to TwitchCon naked. Not again. I almost got banned last time. Drew knows, unfortunately.
It looks as though someone dropped something behind the tree just here.
Or a chicken mask. I'd love to get one of those, actually. Dropped or hid? If it's hid, it's not very well. What is this, like a crossbow? Is that Link's crossbow training? Did he drop it down here? What's this? Some part of the machine that exploded? Doesn't look very charred.
Maybe. It could have fallen from the platform above in the blast, perhaps.
What's going on here? Oh, nothing. I think I'll hang on to this just in case. Real life chicken. Drew's one of the only people that know my true form. Rad, thanks for the chicken. It's a very curious device found behind a tree under the experimentation stage, almost as if hidden deliberately. Mysterious contraption. Kinda feels like I'm playing Professor Layton now. You get those little mysteries and they just get solved over time. What is this scorch mark? Left field, am I familiar with the Papa's Flash game franchise? Not really, no. What's that about? I will say, speaking of crossbows, since I did just recently finish Twilight Princess, and, you know, since Drew has been playing Twilight Princess and has been giving me a hankering to continue more of it somehow, some way, you know, when I was visiting family over the weekend, I may have taken it upon myself to look through my old Wii games and find my copy of Link's crossbow training. I have it. Believe it or not, a real game if you all never heard of it. I don't have a picture, but let me just look up one real quick. It came with the Wii Zapper. Freaking like an attachment that really never got used for anything. Did it, huh? I think some shooters used it as an alternate control screen, but the game didn't even come with like a full DVD case. It was just a little envelope. I forgot to bring the Zapper. I know exactly where it is. I just forgot to get it. But we can still play it. I can still stream it for you guys. I'll make time for it someday. It was actually pretty good. I don't know if it was worth the price I paid, but it was actually pretty good. For some reason, the ground is damaged in this spot. Look! Almost as if there was a fire here or something.
Yes, if you look closely, there's some scattered ash and burnt embers too.
Naruhodo's holding onto a crossbow. He's armed, baby. Don't mess with him. I suppose there was a big explosion just above here. People probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like this would have been. Depends on how much fire there was. Squidgy Bump was saying that I have to be careful calling things a chicken. Oh, because it's slang in China for saying, you know, calling for a certain type of, person of the night, I will say. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Just because I'm a chicken that likes to, you know, he likes to go out and about in the nighttime. Papa's Pizzeria. Never heard of it. Sorry. Was it good? Are they porting it to Switch?
I'm not sure we English are quite the laid back, Rudo.
Just a little fire. Just a little fire here and there. Just a little burning stand.
Oh, look, what's this? A ripped piece of cloth.
It's not like any fabric I've ever seen before. It's very thick and stiff. It looks extremely durable. Like... tarp? Canvas? Yeah.
It's canvas, I think, with some sort of rubber backing.
Ugh, if it was in a fire, that can't be... oof. Gotta be all melted and stuff.
And the edges appear to be a bit charred as well.
Maybe that means it had something to do with the explosion?
That make a note of it while Giddy's minion. Oh, Ginny.
Mira's gotta go. Have a good night, Mira. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the World Fair. Sorry, no rides, but we did get some of that giant turkey leg they got at Disneyland. Here's what I want to do. Well, we have Iris on screen. Have I presented... No, Gina's on screen. Well, that works too. Have I presented my badge to her? Not yet. At least not in this game. Use that chicken fact. Oh boy, chicken facts. Like Greg's rock facts in friggin' Over the Garden Wall.
It's the rock fact.
This armband is proof, in Japan at least, that I'm a defense lawyer. What?
And this badge is proof that I'm a detective.
997, nice.
So you're all gonna have to start calling me Inspector Lestrade.
In that case, you'll have to start calling me... Well, anything but Odo. Please.
I could call you Defendant ManokAdobo if you like. Well, I don't really trip off the tongue.
No, it doesn't have a great ring to it, does it? Well, we can find something else that sounds right. And thus, the in-localization explanation to why Naruhodo changed his name to Right. Because it was too hard for people to say in England. Could you imagine? Maybe Gina knows something about the crossbow, but let me also actually talk to her. Let's go. I also want to see if there's anything I missed. I don't think so. Oh, wait, this. The stairs themselves. These stairs obviously lead to the stage above. We should go out there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted. Wait, now, wait, no! Stop! No! No, I didn't get to talk to Gina! Rip. Oh, it's progress too. 22nd October, Great Exhibition Grounds Experimentation Stage. You know! Let me just, all things considered, I didn't actually do that much since the save, so let me just back in time a little bit. Hey, look at that, we just loaded up. Whoa, welcome to the stream, everybody. How you doing? Look at me flaunting my intuition about these games that was just wrong this one time. Turns out you can progress in the story without talking to everybody. Skip it up. Question for the chat. What did you have for dinner? Wow. Just before stream, I was saying how I got Oaxacan pizza. I don't know if that's an authentic dish or not. Ended up being like a giant tostada in a pizza box. But it was delicious. It had like strips of beef and some ground pork with some salsa. All my favorite flavors from Mexican cuisine, I believe. Got that spice, oh so nice. Chicken teriyaki, I approve. I like it. Man, that streamer set was crazy. I got, I just had to do this is the speedrun of Greatest Attorney. I had to get a better split on that last segment. Talking about resetting runs, I will talk about that next chance I get. For now, about Gina. How you been, Gina? I see you've been making a name for yourself. You had a birthday dinner? Nice. Was it your birthday? Happy birthday. It was 8 months ago now that I first encountered Gina in connection with a case I was working on. At the time, she was living in the East End with a group of other orphans. She helped all of them survive by pickpocketing, but then she got embroiled in a murder. Wow. Broiled, huh? Not even deep fried.
I had a lot of time to think in prison. I realized I couldn't go on like I was. The diving wasn't working out. Oh, I'm so pleased to hear it, Ginny. Well done.
So, you went from being a pickpocket to a detective. Hey! Even better to, think like a thief, you know?
You got it. Good, innit? Inspector Lestrade, Sounds like something out of a book, eh?
Iris, write that down. Write that down. Real fake badge. We're all caught up. He had some Wendy's for dinner. Didn't even finish it. Can I have some? I do like Wendy's chili. They put chunks of the hamburger in it. You'd think that would taste cheap, but it's actually pretty good. Talk about a sea change. It's at least a C+. Satoru Shimoto, we actually just learned that fact not too long ago. Squidgy Bump presented it to us. How you doing?
And then there's Iris's old man to think about.
Iris's father, you mean?
Yeah, I promised her, didn't I? I said I'd get all the police forces around the world to pull out all the stops looking for him.
Ah. Just a small promise then, nothing serious.
Oh, Ginny, you're so sweet.
Ah. Just don't tell them, Naruhodo. Let them have their hope.
So anyway, that's how I come out of going to test for the Scotland Yard. Only trouble is, I don't read so well, do I?
Just a small problem, nothing serious. About as small as the favor was.
And that's when Hurley approached Gregson and asked for help.
You can give me half of your Baconator at TwitchCon 2020X. Yeah, I'm sure it'll keep real well.
So the inspector said he'd take full responsibility for Ginny and made her a sort of apprentice.
That was very magnanimous of Inspector Gregson, and brave.
Well, you know Hurley, he enjoys finding ways to make people do what he wants.
Oh, he sure does. Oh, he sure does. He may think... You may think you're outsmarting him trying to trick you, but in fact, he is tricking you into doing exactly what he wants you to do by making you think you've outsmarted him. He's like 12 steps ahead and 5 steps back. The great detective likes digging for dirt, in other words.
So, the long and short of it is, if you've got questions about the case, you can ask Inspector Lestrade.
Right then, Inspector. Gonna have to get used to that. Actually, there's still a big mystery surrounding Gina, isn't there?
Oh, what, Bruno, what?
Well, 6 months ago, Gina was the defendant in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper. And she's fit as a fiddle. A trial in which she was found not guilty. And yet, here she is still.
Come on, you're still not on about that, are you? The Legend of the Reaper, whatever it's called. Cool, you don't have to worry, Cardo.
Cardo? I just said kiddo. If I didn't half worry, there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of you left. She's fine. It's the rumor, yo.
It's like I told you before, isn't it? The Reaper's kind of like a mob upstairs, so he knows what I'm like on the inside. That I ain't really done nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong might be stretching a point.
What about Mr. Natsume in Japan? He's perfectly fine, isn't he?
As far as we know. Gotta get a letter back from Susato about that. Well, that's true. Perhaps the Reaper is more discerning than I thought.
Exactly, so I ain't worried. I'm totally fine.
I'm fine.
Apollo, this is not your game. Wait your turn.
But I'm fine, though. I'm fine.
Cords of steel. Man, all that was one talking point. I'm kind of glad I went back for this. We gotta learn all about Gina. She's our friend. Part of our family we invited over for Christmas dinner, I think. Well, in the timeline, Christmas hasn't even come yet. It's still... Wait, what is it? Is it February right now? Whatever it is. Christmas, she's invited.
Cool, it was out of this world, it was. The brainy bloke pulled a bunch of levers on this machine and suddenly started billowing smoke. Then it just went pop. I ain't seen a better experiment here yet.
Sorry? Sounds more like a ride at Universal Studios. Constantly breaking down.
Oh, you mean you saw it, Ginny? With your own eyes? Yeah, of course. The boss is in charge here, ain't he? Of keeping everything running smooth, I mean.
The boss being Inspector Gregson, I suppose. That's going to take some getting used to.
So all I have to say is that I'm on duty, and I can do whatever I want to. Get this? I was up in one of them flying balloons when it happened, watching it from above. No! You're so lucky, Ginny. Maybe I should join Scotland Yard too.
We need you as an inventor, Iris.
Yeah, do it! Do what you want. You know how to put the boss in his place already, right, Iris? You'd have no trouble at all.
You'd also have no time to write your book, so maybe Inspector Gregson wouldn't actually care that much.
Then it's settled. Where do I start?
No, you can't join Scotland Yard, Iris.
We'll see. Anyway, what I don't understand is this. If the machine exploded so spectacularly...
Oh wow, we actually dropped that point of conversation. I thought he was gonna say, like, you're too young though. Yeah, she's also too young to be an inventor, yet here we are.
How can Professor Bunnybrain still be claiming that his experiment was a success?
You know, he's speaking within the terms of the scientific method. As long as we're accumulating data, then the experiment's a success. Just so happens that someone is also dead. What? Lots of chicken slang in Chinese. Chickens talking to ducks is a proverb about mutual understanding. Idiom. Oh, no wonder I can't talk to ducks.
Oh, right. Well, it was a success, in a way.
It was? How can it have been? Dun 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 dun. Huh. Now I think this was actually possible to read after coming back down. Oh well. Surely after the whole machine blew up, no one could call the experiment a success. His experiment was murder. Hypothesis. Will a man die after being disintegrated to pieces? Conclusion? Yes. What was the control? Myself. Not being disintegrated to pieces. Wow.
It's like I said, it did sort of work. I mean, yeah, there was a load of smoke and all that whopping great bang. But where do you think they found the victim's body, eh? In the crystal tower over there.
Oh, so he did rematerialize, just dead. Was this just like a catapult this whole time? Hypothesis. If thrown at high speeds, will a chicken die on impact? I'll be cooked. Yeah. Just like that guy who run the computer simulation on how hard does it take to slap a chicken until it gets cooked. And also blow it up. What? In the tower? Right there?
You can see for yourself, can't you? Up there above the scaffold. Oh, where all the glass is broken, you mean? Yeah, the cage what the victim got in to start with. Really did get beamed through the air or whatever and landed all the way over there.
It's just a catapult, isn't it? High voltage, it must have acted as like a big magnet and just poof, shot it all the way over here. Man didn't invent a teleporter. Kinesis machine. He invented a freaking railgun.
So you see, it did kind of work, didn't it?
What? I don't believe it.
I mean, I don't get the ins and outs of it, but anything's possible, right? With science.
Magic, science, what's the difference? Isn't that what Thor said? I never actually watched Thor 1. I also need to watch the second episode of Marvel What If. I watched the first one last week. I forgot they release on Wednesdays now. There was that whole thing about, oh yeah, release Loki on Wednesday because it's Odin's Day, you know? That's what Wednesday actually means. You get that little Norse mythology gag, but it's actually working out pretty well for them.
Oh, I tell you what, you can have this. It's a plan of the experiment they drew up at the yard.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go on. I had 3 bob off you before, so fair's fair.
Yes, I didn't actually give that to you, did I? Oh, this is evidence. That means I definitely am able to do this in that other save file. Well, that's fine. I can just recollect that crossbow right now. And we're back to where we were. Something Inspector Gregson said before seemed a little strange. Magic is just science we don't understand. Are we talking about Comcast high speed? Quote unquote high speed. No. That's just like a saunterly jog.
For what it's worth, anyway. Investigating's off the card for all of us.
I can't believe we're flashbacking to something that happened 5 minutes ago.
Yes, naughty old Gregsy ran off after that without explaining himself.
Naughty old Gregson. Naughty.
Oh, right, that.
You know, I kind of based Gina's voice off of the voice that Lonnie Manila, you know, voice of Rouge the Bad and Lucas from Smash Brothers Mother 3. The voice she gives for Luke in the Professor Layton games. Yeah, believe it or not, Luke Triton is just Rouge the Bad. And Nancy Drew.
The boss said no one's allowed to investigate that weird machine what blew up yesterday. Oh, that's not fair. We're representing the defendant.
This might have been avoided if they did the logical thing and experimented on an animal. You know, like they did in Half-Life 2. I still have nightmares about that cat. What cat? Science was a bit more of a Wild West back then. Although this is after the actual Wild West. It had to go somewhere. In that case, could you at least tell us what you've learned from your investigations?
Nah, you're not getting it. We ain't allowed to investigate neither.
Why?
What did the boss call them again? The forensic investigation team, I think. Anyway, apart from them lot, no one's allowed to lay a finger on the scene. Bit funny, innit?
I also appreciate she's the only character to actually write out in it. So even Scotland Yard's own detectives can't investigate. Yes, I've never heard something like that before.
I thought I could have a gander on the quiet, though. But the boss caught me at it. You probably heard him giving me an earful about it before down here, didn't you? It's not bleeding fair.
It's not. I thought she could give me some info. Oh, like Inspector Gregson isn't prone to leaking information as one of his pastimes, but you know, Gina's our bro. She got us, you know. I think you were giving him as much as an earful back, as I remember it.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think it's all them chips what make him so stubborn.
It's his blood pressure, you know. All that oil is skyrocketing it.
You say something to him, Odo. Go on, see if you can get on through at him.
He's up on the platform above us, is he? Where the machine that exploded is.
We can try, can't we, Bruno? Let's see if he'll listen to us.
I will say that, I expect this stream to kind of end off probably before the trial. It might be a little short, because I had to go record the escapade before I did the stream today. My voice might be a little more tired than usual, but I think that leaves us in a good place to start the trial next week. Sorry if y'all were expecting trial today, but I don't want to strain myself too much.
It looks as...
Oh wait, I read this already. And the cloth, thanks for reminding me. Magic was just invented by Dungeons and Dragons to sell more gnomes! And D20s! It's working. You don't want to know how many D20s I have. I got this nice, like, translucent jewel-like one. I got this huge one from the Magic the Gathering Dungeons and Dragons set. I got a metal one. The metal one's really cool. It's, like, as heavy as a frickin'... I don't know. What's heavy? It's heavy. It's dense. Just like me when I play Ace Attorney. Very dense. I think that's all as far as evidence, so, let's head on up. I didn't even expect the game to, like, move me just by examining something. That's not usual. Gnomes! You've been gnomed! 22nd October. It's October! So, we got time to plan the Christmas party. Don't worry about it. Just you wait, Gina. The Great Exhibition Grounds Experimentation Stage. Wow, we're back here. Oh, geez, it's still smoking. Is that safe? There's not, like, freaking chemicals in that smoke, is there? Also, I noticed over here, William and Turner.
Will Turner?
Is that supposed to be a Pirates of the Caribbean reference? That's oddly specific. Unless that's a real life company. William and Turner. Either that or another freaking Shakespeare reference. Who knows? So that's it, is it? The machine that blew up.
Oh, it must have been a magnificent explosion, and I've seen my fair share.
You better have, like, protective goggles or something. Well, she does. You better wear them. You've seen things like this before, you mean? A lot of Williams in this game. William Shakespeare, William and Turner, Williamson III, Esquire, Chungus.
Of course! Curly's always doing experiments that end in a bang.
On purpose?
In fact, in his own words,
Explosions are the very essence of chemistry.
Well, Iris, that's one hell of a Herlock impression.
thank you, I practice. Every day.
Huh. That might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs. And here I thought it was an exotic blend of tea.
One time, he made something that exploded with such force, it took the roof off the building.
Before I moved in, right? I would have noticed otherwise. Hopefully he doesn't do it again.
I wish you'd been there to see it, Bruno.
If I was there, I'd go off with the roof. It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the roof. Yeah! Say goodbye to the aquarium, too. All those fishies just... I guess we'd have some sushi, though.
Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's time to investigate.
Sign on Briar Road that said William. Yeah. Hey. Oh. I was scared that it was shown was just here. Ah, look. Inspector Gregson is over there. He seems to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully.
Really? He just looks confused to me.
It's called investigating. I mean, Detective Gumshoe always looks confused, but I'm sure he's doing a bang-up job. Wow. Let's look at the microphone. It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it? I hope we get a closer look at it.
Magnificently and mercilessly.
So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air. Oh, I guess I'm just checking the machine.
Yes, beamed. Not blasted. That's the point.
Yes, that part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris? I had to see...
Gummy.
Capcom make a video game with Detective Gumshoe in it challenge. They'll never succeed. You all know we want it. You all know we want Ace Detective Investigations Dick Gumshoe. Because that game would be amazing. Everyone knows it. I want to know if, like, people at Capcom on the, say, the American team are like, we're getting so much feedback from fans. They love Gumshoe. Why doesn't he get his own game? And Capcom Japan is like, Ace Attorney doesn't sell well over there. Tough luck. Man! This is why I buy all the Ace Attorney again. Reminder! On the 3DS eShop, all the games are currently on sale. You can get 4, 5, and 6. I guess the trilogy might not be on sale, but that's also on there.
Oh, Bruno, I'm just a child. How should I know?
A child when it suits you, you mean? Disneyland, where a kid can be a kid. No, wait, that's Chuck E. Cheese.
Stop!
If you were to pull this lever here...
Don't touch that!
Layton versus Gumshoe win. No. Let's do freaking, what's his name? Don Paolo versus Dick Gumshoe. It's all about Gumshoe trying to track down Layton's main villain. Yeah, he just chases him across, like, London and everywhere. Be great.
That was practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over just now, Gregson.
Please, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch anything up here.
You think we missed some text? Where? Oh, you're just talking about how... Well, it auto went, and then I could only read it from the stream preview, but I caught it.
From what I can tell, I think if you were to pull this lever here...
That's what I was saying. Sometimes when I miss text, I do that. Like, I go back to the stream preview, and I can catch some things. If I really like wanted to know what it said, I could thankfully always go back to the script. Pull the lever, Kronk!
Wrong lever! So sorry. You can have one of my latest special blend to make up for it.
Tea? Or medicine?
Look.
Man was ready with his teacup. He is an English gentleman, isn't he? Isn't it?
Ah, wonderful. This stuff really is wonderful.
It's just like old times, this is. Ryunosuke has been in England for a while, huh? He's using more Britishisms. We're representing Professor Harebrain in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine the scene. We should be allowed to examine the scene.
Ha! Listen, Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here.
Yeah, but I'm not you.
I'm Super Mario Sunshine. It's that blasted special dispensation for scientific equipment act to blame. It's driving me potty.
You potty? I'm sorry, if you needed to go to the bathroom, why didn't you just say so?
Not that potty.
Oh yes, that special dispensation. The professor mentioned that too. They made a joke in one of the Ace Attorney investigation trailers. Oh. I never actually... Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the trailer for the first Ace Attorney investigation was like...
Oh man, Edgeworth. It's a game about investigations. That means it's gonna star me, Dick Gumshoe.
Sorry, Gumshoe, but actually you're wrong. It's me, Miles Edgeworth.
But it's investigations. I thought I was the detective here.
Nope. It's me. The people love me after all.
Oh man.
You'll get your time someday, Gumshoe. Not before you get this pay cut. Oh!
More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks it's playing at sometimes.
But we're allowed to just look, aren't we?
Just look, you know, and make conclusions based on what we see.
Surely that's all right, isn't it, Gregson?
Potty racing. Toilet Cart 2 for the PlayStation 3.
Of course, your ladyship. Anything you say, your ladyship. But please don't get your dainty hands dirty, will you?
It freaks me out so much, man. All that for good publicity.
Don't worry, we wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Runo?
Nope, I'll just use a cloth that put evidence into my pocket. She really knows how to get what she wants. Oh, jeez. But have you seen my armband? Yes. But do you want to see it again? Oh, wait, that's new. This is the symbol of defense lawyer where I come from, Inspector.
Well, it doesn't pass muster here in London. You might as well chuck it in the deep fat fryer.
Oof. No one's ever said that to me before. Mr. Shum suggested I feed it to a dog, though.
You fry it first, you can feed it to me.
He'd eat it. Does he think it's made of potato? I don't know, all natural potato starches. Very eco-friendly, even back in the 1890s. Wow. Maybe I shouldn't make the same mistake I did last time. Maybe this time I should talk first. Gregson do be balding, though. Using high-voltage electricity to somehow disassemble a man's body and then beam him across to the Crystal Tower. It's an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public. Potatoes. I like potatoes. You guys like potatoes? There's a type of root vegetable common in Asia called... Well, I'm sure you know it if you've ever been to a boba place. It's called taro. But different countries call it different things. Growing up, when I grew up, I knew it by the name of gabi, because that's the Filipino name for it, but it's the same vegetable. It's sort of like more of a sweeter potato, not really like a sweet potato, but it's a lot less like pure starch. I like it. You know, if I ever cook something with potato, I sometimes try to substitute it with taro instead.
True, it was by far the most unusual of the experiments planned for the exhibition mind.
I wonder if you can fry it. To be honest, I'm a bit surprised it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many spectators present, I mean. They really wanted to, like, put England on the map, didn't they, with this technology?
The government's doing everything it can to promote new science and technology at the moment. They're more worried about being ahead of the game than the old spot of public safety infringements.
Well, you know, it didn't work out too well for them this time.
Oof.
If they can be the first to develop some new technology,
He almost turned British. British? He almost turned Brooklyn. Brooklyn Rage!
it makes Britain more powerful in the future, you see.
Yes, I suppose that's true in a way.
So the powers that be are placing a heavy emphasis on scientists' rights at the moment.
What sort of rights?
They're making it so that any theories the brains have remain in their legal property, as it were. Right through developing it into a practical idea and even going into production. Which is the infuriating reason us couples aren't allowed to touch this crime scene.
Thanks for the lurk, Angel. Also, thanks for the follow.
Because the new Highfalutin Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act forbids it. Kirari.
Ah, I see now.
The only people with permission to investigate it are from some brand new department in the yard. The Forensic Investigation Team, it's called. Strychnine. We've been relegated to keeping guard.
The Forensic Investigation Team, Metal Gear.
Any old fool can see that this heap of scrap metal was a sham to begin with.
Maybe its name was William. Maybe that's why it was a sham. It's from William and Turner.
But just because it says scientific equipment on the paperwork, we can't do a flaming thing with it.
Poor Gregsy. He's very head up, isn't he?
Whatever that means. You're glad they had Miyuki Sawashiro voice Francisca in Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Is that the voice actress who does her original voice? Or is that a famous voice actress? I may not know who that is. It's still funny to me that the voices that we know more from the original trilogy, the ones that, you know, play out in our minds every time we see Phoenix's sprite and we see the giant objection bubble, you know, the objection! Those were all just random employees at Capcom, so they can't really reprise their role anymore if they've left Capcom since then, which I believe a lot of them have. So, like, Sam Riegel is great and all, I do love his acting, but he just doesn't have the same, you know, the same inflection he has that Ben Judd had. I miss it. Remind me again, what's this new legal act that means we're not allowed to touch the scene here?
Are you having me at it, Sunshine? It's the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
Take a shot every time they say that, apparently.
Yes, I think Hurley mentioned that recently, with a real twinkle in his eyes, I can remember.
Gregson, I'll eat your armband if you fry it. Inspector Gregson.
I'm sure he did, your ladyship, I'm sure he did. Passed especially for this great exhibition it was. All scientists have to do is present their ideas or inventions to some suits in the civil service. And if it gets rubber stamped, it's a guarantee of rights to maintain that invention's confidentiality.
What does that really mean?
Think about it. Think of all the world-changing new inventions on display every day at this exhibition. Although a good half of them are a load of cobblers, if you ask me, put forward by shammers like yourself.
Me? Thanks for that. I'm not trying to invent nothing. Just trying to invent the Naruhodo style of defense, but that's not a physical object patent, is it?
Oh, I love how absurd some of the inventions here are. It's all so fun. They've got things like self-driving cars. I'm sure they'll work out the kinks in a couple of years.
Uh-huh, yeah, about that, Iris. We're still working on that today. Do-do-do-do-do.
It might be fun to you, but a member of the force has to be present at every single demonstration. Can you imagine, eh? Hang science, that's what I say.
Okay, you don't gotta hang it. Forensic investigation is the future, Tobias. Accept it. The future is now, old man.
Oh, I don't think so. That sounds like my dream job.
You'd soon think otherwise after spending a day guarding all these shammers bogus contraptions.
But if they're all bogus, how can anyone hope to demonstrate them? There'd be no point.
Yeah, well, there's a point, sadly.
Sorry?
Thanks to another of our government's bright ideas. If any theory or invention is deemed to show potential, the government hands out a research grant.
Money? The scientist gets funding? What's so bad about that? That's awesome. I guess that's the reason for protecting the ideas, huh?
Exactly. And that's what they're all after. All these shammers coming from far and wide to clog up Hyde Park.
Oh, you're saying that, Mr. Hairbrain may be one of them, huh?
And who has to keep them all safe, huh? Who has to smile politely and welcome them? Us coppers, that's who.
Miyuki Sawashiro just voiced the trailer. Original actress is just some random staff. Okay, that doesn't answer my question, though, of who Miyuki is. And the more I ask it, the more I feel like I should probably know, and I probably sound real dumb.
So you can see why I say it now, can't you? And science! Okay.
Oh, maybe I can see your point.
Professor Bunnybrain. Let's see, what has Miyuki Sawashiro done? Anything I would recognize? Looking at this... she was Shizuku in Naruto Shippuden. Never actually watched Naruto Shippuden. I don't think anything I know of. Strike Witches sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I'm just not up to date with all my seiyus. Oh, she did voice Fujiko in Lupin the Third Blood Seal, Eternal Mermaid. That's pretty good. I respect that. Also, Fujiko in Lupin the Third, woman called Fujiko. Oh, okay. All you have to do is say she's Fujiko's voice actress. Yeah, I like that. You know, Francisca, Fujiko, I can kind of see it. Strong women. Very strong. Very strong. Oh boy. Apparently, Professor Hairbrain lives and works in Germany now, conducting his research. And Elizabeth in Persona 3? Nice! I only know the English voice, sadly. And I actually don't know who that is right now. I just recognize the English voice.
That's right. Came back to Britain especially for the Great Exhibition, as I understand it. Probably after one of the government's research grants.
Actually, we learned something else about the professor earlier today. About his time in further education. Turns out he was at university with someone we both know. Lord Van Zieks.
Oh. What's that? That's news to me. What would the Van Zieks man's the prosecution then, as the accused the professor's fate is?
Sealed? Because the Reaper will get him one way or another?
Blimey. That man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in that head is. Talking of Van Zieks, this morning's paper ran the story of him being attacked. Read that?
I did.
Oh, yes.
Don't be so excited about the attack.
But Mr. Reaper is completely fine. Nothing to worry about.
Bunnybrain. Yeah, that's you, Haru.
Yeah, right. Glad to hear it. Still the Reaper, huh? How long is that business gonna keep up, I wonder?
Makoto and Yakuza 0. Makoto. I need to actually play Yakuza 0 as well. I'm behind on everything. Mystery of the Reaper. After Like a Dragon, I'm totally into the Yakuza series. I just need to play them. Just in the same way that I'm into the Dragon Quest series, and I've only played like 3 of the games. You know, 3's a lot of games now that I really think about it. It's just that 2 of them were NES games and only lasted not more than 15 hours each. The victim of this case, the investor, Mr. Assman. He was another of the Reaper's victims, or so I heard.
Lord Baruch Van Zieks is a top-class prosecutor. But even he can't always push the right verdict through. Sometimes justice can't win.
Yes, I've heard about jurors being bribed and evidence being falsified. Magnus McGilded, why yada. And that's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it?
Obviously, Scotland Yard suspected Van Zieks initially. We all assumed he was taking matters into his own hands if he failed to seal the deal in court.
Although the man himself denies that charge.
Well, we've done a very thorough investigation, we did, and the conclusion we've reached is that Lord Van Zieks is in no way related to the deaths of those people outside the courtroom. There's no question in my mind. I'd stake my reputation on it, I would.
But if that's true, how do you explain it? Sheer dumb luck. Sheer dumb, terrible luck. Or someone really out to get him. All those defendants couldn't have just coincidentally died if nobody killed them. People die when they are killed. No other time. No other time. Certainly not a natural causes.
I know that, but I can't explain it. It's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of the Reaper.
Professor Harebrained mentioned something else. He said that at university, Lord Van Zieks was a totally different person. Easygoing and kind.
You what?
He said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. You have any idea what it was?
No clue.
Really?
Look, I got my hands full watching over this frustrating crime scene. Why don't you go and make a nuisance of yourself elsewhere, eh?
Yeah. It's a good chat with Inspector Gregson over here, but like he and Gina both said, they don't really have any more information for us than we already know. So it's up to us to figure it out. So what I wanted to say about this microphone, yeah, it's one of those old-timey ones with the piece in the middle is kind of suspended on some springs. They still make some microphones like that, honestly. It's not a bad design. The microphone I'm using right now is mounted on a similar little shock mount, we call it. Because it stops vibrations from the desk from getting to the microphone too loudly. Because before I had one, whenever I would so much as bump the desk, it would just cause a little like reverberating sound in the mic, and that's a no-no. It's kind of magic, the fact that nothing solid is holding it up. It's technically just being held up by elastic bands. Pretty cool. You saw I had a playlist of Yakuza 0. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Around the time I played Greatest Attorney, huh? Never finished it. I don't think I had the audience for it quite yet, as far as Twitch goes. Just, yeah, I didn't really have my confidence up at the time. So, I think now is a better time for me to play such a series. Because there's a lot of downtime, and I needed to really get used to talking to myself. And especially during the fights in that game. Unlike Yakuza Like a Dragon, I had to pay 100% attention because I had to do like counters and stance changes and all that. Hard to keep up a conversation by myself. Considering how badly damaged everything is, Professor Harebrained was lucky to escape unscathed, I say. We should have a good look around the machine while we can, I think.
Wait, yeah. Touch anything and I'll make sure I kill you before I get struck at myself, yeah?
I won't touch a thing, I promise! So please, spare a thought for your digestion! Before he gets a heart attack from all those fish and chips. Anyway, do you really think the machine could actually disassemble people like Professor claims? Gonna dip for a bit. Enjoy. I'll catch you back up. Probably not much big will be revealed. Maybe. Hopefully.
Yes, looking totally incredulous. Give it a rest, sunshine. If we were allowed to examine all this bleeding scrap metal, maybe we could answer that question. But we can't, can we?
Taking his frustration out on us. Iris, calm him down.
Because of the annoying rules, you mean?
Exactly, the annoying, obstructive, flaming rules. Oh, look at the base of the machine there.
Oh, look at the base of the machine. Look at the base of the machine there.
Oh, yes, there's a tool of some kind poking through the wire mesh.
A? Looks like the letter A. Some kind of screwdriver? It's a screwdriver, I think. A.
Oh, isn't it a lovely one? The handle is in the shape of the capital letter A.
It is? Oh, yes, you're right.
What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything, I say. Touch anything and I'll make sure I kill you before I get started myself, I say.
Yes, I understand. Sorry. I only touched a teeny weeny bit.
Teeny weeny itsy bitsy. But Gregsy, I'm very curious about this screwdriver. Really, very, very curious.
Of course, your ladyship. You're so clever, your ladyship. Fancy spotting something like this. Only Naruhodo can die. You can live. But I'm afraid I can't let you have it.
Can we at least like write it down, make a picture of it in our court record?
But Reno found it first.
I assure you, I will investigate it thoroughly.
Oi. He's going off with it. Cool. But also, he's left the scene of the crime totally open to us, so heck yeah.
Huh. That was very mean. I'm afraid Inspector Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in next month's installment now.
After all that sucking up, he still gets written badly in her stories. Poor Gregsy. Too bad. Turns out all you had to do, Gregsy, was stop being such a butt. Man, they really, like, constructed all this stuff for the World's Fair. Like, obviously, nothing in Britain naturally looks like that. Right? Or am I, like, not knowing of something like, yeah, this is what Big Ben looks like on every October. You know, for the traditional World's Fair recreation. There are all sorts of strange buildings here in the Great Exhibition Grounds, aren't there? I seem to remember something similar being exhibited in Japan one time.
Oh, in your country, Reno? I do wish I could go and see it.
I wish I could go to Japan too, Iris, but, 'tis not possible.
I want to go to the Gundam store. I gotta go see the giant Gundam in Yokohama. It walks. I present a particularly steely samurai with a present of one of early stories that Britain especially.
A steely samurai, huh?
I get it.
And see if I couldn't get Hurley into a jam against some Bartitsubatsu ninjas. Master ninjas.
Jam ninjas. I get it. You might not find as many of those sorts of people around as you think. Unless you also invent a time machine. Yeah, we can go back to, Samurai Champloo. I remember that. I saw Kamen Rider playing the PSP Samurai Champloo game the other day. It actually looked pretty cool. It had all the style, the grace, the funny face. Doesn't have Steam Blue in it, though, which is really disappointing to me. And also, they had cutscenes like 20 minutes long, interspersed with 5 minutes of gameplay. Really was the hallmark of that era of games, wasn't it?
Oh, well, that's dull.
Ooh, but I do know a prosecutor with a chonmage top knot I could introduce you to. Not anymore, Ryunosuke. Kinda got cut off by your friend.
A chomake? Really? Do you think I could have my picture taken with him? Do you?
You don't want a picture with him. Assuming he's recovered from the trim Kazuma gave him a year ago, yes. Spoiler, Ryunosuke, it doesn't get any better. He chopped off the last bit that he did have. Wasn't quite seppuku, but it was like hairpuku. Oh, what's this gigantic thing over here? It looks like an enormous water wheel. Or he's gonna lurk. Wow, enjoy the lurk. Hope you're having a nice night. We're at least chilling out.
Oh, that's a Ferris wheel. There'll be people riding inside those little cabins you can see.
Nice egg. Why? Why would you ever ride in some sort of death trap for your amusement? You know that thing could just pop off its wheel and start chasing you around?
Oh, that's silly, Runa. How could that ever happen?
I don't know. I saw it in one of those video games, Professor Layton or something.
What?
Professor Layton.
That man doesn't exist. He's not real.
Not in this universe, or is it?
Well, rotate nice and slowly, so it's a wonderful way to see the surrounding scenery.
Wait, it's turning? But it looks completely still. It's actually animated like right now. Look at it. Oh yes, that's the Don Quixote. The one that's missing from Osaka in Yakuza Like a Dragon, clearly.
Yes, that's because it's turning so slowly. One complete revolution takes about half an hour.
I don't know. Seems a little faster than that. If you weren't mad enough to go in one, it would be more fun to whiz around fast, don't you think? Ryunosuke'd rather go to Six Flags than Disneyland, huh?
I feel as though you might have not just invented a new sort of ride there, Runo.
The Hurley Magig. Named after Herlock Sholmes, of course. Because he's so hurly. Jeez, look at this thing. It's got like tanks of compressed gas, I guess. Maybe they're giant tubes? Like used in two TVs? I don't know about it, but I don't know about you guys, but it just looks like a giant death ray to me. There's no way anything good could have come out of this. An amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the Crystal Tower. I suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they're shot of that out of that thing to wherever they're going.
I don't think it was supposed to shoot anything, Runo. It was set up to beam people to the Crystal Tower, where they be reconstructed in their original form.
Well, kind of worked. But I don't like the look of it. If it was amazing as it looks, the accident wouldn't have happened in the first place, of course.
I suppose that's true, yes.
But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? And the hot air balloons. So those are people carrying balloons, dangling silently in the skies over London. I always thought the day would come when humans would discover how to fly. But I never imagined it would have involved them being suspended from colorful floating Tamari handballs. Tamari!
I'm sure it must feel amazing being up there among the clouds. Let us take a ride together, Runo. Please!
Now, I remember that being a thing from the localizer's notes. They made sure that whenever Naruhodo... Oh, okay, Googling Tamari gives me the ninja from Naruto. That's not what I mean. They made sure to keep certain Japanese references because, like, it's Naruhodo, who's from Japan. Like, describing things in the only terms he knows how. They're these things. They're very fancy, ornamental. It's pretty obvious why he compares them to hot air balloons. Tamari balls. I guess that's where the character Tamari from Naruto got her name. Maybe? Not really, no. Not really at all, never mind. For some reason I thought her hair had like buns in the shape of balls, but actually they're just like spiky pigtails? Don't know how to describe them. They're very neat. Are you supposed to play with these or just like look at them? I'd like to own one someday. They're very nice. They're like Fabergé eggs, but less expensive. Egg. If I'm being perfectly honest, I would like to try it. Gotta get in line for 3 hours, Rooney. But without a cast iron guarantee that the thing won't plummet to the ground, I'm too scared. Well, thankfully, the way they fail is nice and slowly, so... kind of like they function like natural parachutes. Usually.
Oh, well, in that case, I should tell you what Hurley said. It's physically
Possible to for a flying balloon to plummet to the ground as long as it doesn't explode.
What?
Couldn't have just, you know, omitted that last part so I'd feel better. Yes, call me crazy, but I think that exploding part might play in my mind a little. I don't blame you, Rooney. Rooney Runo. Oh, Rooney, Runo, Runo! I think that's all we can look at up here. As far as I can tell, nothing looks checkable that I haven't already. I'm really interested in what this William Turner business is all about. But as far as I can tell, it's just a little bit of decoration. Alright, well, I guess we'll go back down and talk to Gina again. Oh, Inspector Wares is still here. You know anything about this crossbow? No? You looked up Miyuki Sawashiro's other roles. Fukawa in the Japanese dub of Danganronpa. Ooh! The anime or the game? Does the anime have the same voice actors as the game in Japan? Because I know that they don't in America, except for Makoto Naegi. And it's funny because they didn't do it on purpose. He just happened to audition for the same role and got it again. And the casting people for the anime didn't even realize he played him in the game. Oh, here we go. Inspector, have you read this paper? They are the same in Japan. Oh, cool. Female Robin from Fire Emblem. Camilla from Effie Fates. Maya and Dragon Quest Heroes. Heck yeah. I do like, what's their last name again? It's hard to pronounce. I do like Maya and Mina from Dragon Quest IV. I wasn't sure how their personality would be just from looking at their designs, but they're fun. They're fun. I think they play off each other well. One is the stern sister who's always serious, and one just wants to like gamble in casinos and date men all day. And wouldn't you know it, the one that likes to have fun is the older one? She's a dancer, the other one's a fortune teller. They're nice characters. All the ones in Dragon Quest IV, they're all pretty good. And it's a shame that Dragon Quest IV is pretty underrated. Dragon Quest in general is pretty underrated, to be honest.
Yeah, 2 unwelcome blasts back to back. This one at the exhibition and the Reaper getting attacked.
DQ4. I'd say definitely in my current top 10 list of RPGs. I don't know if I'd put it above a lot of my other favorites like Chrono Trigger and Earthbound and Persona 4. But definitely, if it was a little more modernized with regards to the pacing and the script, it would be amazing. It's impressive as it is for an NES game originally. It's just kinda, some of that shows even in the DS remake. Without spoiling anything about the final boss, when you beat it, the ending quote-unquote cutscene is just somebody talking to you and saying, "Congratulations, you beat the evil. Well done, now peace has returned." The end. Cool. Cool, I don't get to like walk around the world and enjoy peace like I could in Dragon Quest 1. I don't get to like, well, the remake does add a little bit of this, but I don't get to like see everyone's personal stories concluded. No one getting revenge or living in their villages all nice and all the children are safe and whatnot. Well, at least the remake adds a little bit of that. I know. Terrible news to wake up to, wasn't it?
I tried to pretend I hadn't read it and turned over for another 40 winks.
Corn Echo, Dragon Quest IV. If it wasn't for Dragon Quest IV, we wouldn't have Mystery Dungeon games. Think about that. The first one was a spin-off of Dragon Quest IV. Could you imagine? They're still being made by Spike Chunsoft. Dragon Quest IV was made by Spike Chunsoft. All the Mystery Dungeon games are still made by Spike Chunsoft. There's some spin-offs, like, I know the Chocobo ones aren't Spike Chunsoft, I think. Maybe they are. But besides that, you know, go. I want to construct a curriculum for, like, history of RPGs. Dragon Quest, definitely a couple of the Dragon Quest games would be on that list. Intro to RPGs 101.
Thanks to that, I was up late. I was laid up and got a roasting from the super.
Some mornings are like that, aren't they? They do be. Nothing else I can see here, so I'm just moving. Back down to the stage. Oh, that is weird. Yeah, the game says I'm there, but I'm not actually there. Am I? Will I go back if I just move there? No, I can't. Maybe there's something else I haven't shown to Mr. Greggy. But what? Ooh, let's examine some of this stuff too. Alright, okay, so just pew! Cool. Examine this torn piece of cloth. It's got the rubber backing. I wonder if I can match it to any material up here. Oh, maybe that's what the hot air balloons are made of. I've never actually, like, known if they have any protective layers on the inside to guard against puncturing, but it makes sense. Maybe Team Rocket should put some in their mouth balloon. It looks like layers of thick canvas with a thick rubber lining of sorts. I've never seen anything like it before. But applying Mr. Shum's methods, you might deduce it was part of a raincoat worn by someone who really, really didn't want to get wet. Why are we applying Mr. Shum's methods? They never work. And the charring must have occurred when the person was struck by lightning. Rubber getting struck by lightning? I X to doubt. Maybe not. You've lived at Sholmes' flat for too long, Naruhodo. He's starting to rub off on you. Ooh, can I crank this thing? What does this do? Dude, it's got like a hammer. It has to be some sort of crossbow. Look at this.
Yeah, I bet.
I bet it is. I can't examine anything though. It feels like it needs a handle of some sort. Ah, there's some sort of lever here. Okay, yeah, that's a crossbow.
What the? What is this?
Oh, what the? What is this? It looks like a cross between a bow and a gun. A cross between a bow and a gun. What do we call it? I know. We can call it a bow-gun cross. Close enough. I think it's probably used for the same thing, too. What? Folds up, very compact. You know, bring your murder on the go. For the assailant who's got no time to waste. This groove here must be where the arrows are loaded, I suppose. So I was right. It's a sort of bow with an automatic firing mechanism. Hey, let's go. Link's crossbow training. Now we can learn. Now we can learn how to use this thing and hopefully not shoot ourselves in the feet. What? That Link, he'll tell you all about it. I do think it's a very big missed opportunity that Link never got a crossbow in the other Zelda games ever since. Like, put that stuff in the Nintendo Switch version. Put that in Breath of the Wild 2. I want this, like, automatic fire to go pew 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 pew. Maybe it could be a good way to make use of like the tons of arrows you get in Breath of the Wild. Although I personally found myself always running out. This would be perfect for someone like me who catches his ear with a bowstring 2 times out of 3. I see, not very good at archery, is he? In fact, if I had one of these, maybe I could have beaten Kazuma in Kyudo archery training. I'm pretty sure that's cheating.
That's right, we're gonna cheat.
Interesting. Trigger, folding mechanism. It looks like you wind this around in order to draw the bowstring back and create tension. You must be able to fire arrows with a huge amount of force using this device then. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're explaining how crossbows work so that we can apply this logic later to how the instant kinesis device works. So it is like a big old catapult, but more like a big old bow. Ugh. In fact, I would imagine it's far more accurate and powerful than the Japanese longbow. Oh, I really had no idea what I was picking up when I spotted this at the exhibition grounds. Wow. Yeah, Gregson has gotta say something about this. Nothing else. Here. No? The killer was definitely Link. Huh? How do you plead? Is that guilty or not guilty? No, don't you resort to name calling, Mr. Link. Definitely need to hire a lawyer for him. I'm gonna try moving again. Although I don't know if there's anything new. Iris's little blurb does say she'd like to continue investigating though. Okay, let's see if there's more I can see down at the bottom here. It's an odd way to move, but it works. I guess that's why using the stairs was how I had to go upstairs, because it's not a separate location Gina, would you take a look at... Where did it go?
Look over this, Odo.
When did she do that? She stole an entire ass crossbow from my pocket. 1, how did I keep that in there? 2, how did she steal it without me noticing?
What if you got anything else to show me, eh? What you reckon?
Get that back first, please. It's evidence. You know what I can do, though? Just, you know, expedite things a little bit. And because it's not really a choice as much as just not trying a certain thing or noticing something.
That's right, we're gonna cheat.
Let me call upon the powers that be of story mode. Where are we going? We're examining something? What did we not examine? Oh, because we're in this timeline where we never checked that. That's probably it. All right, let's look again. I mean, if we gotta. Oh, that was literally it. Well, all is right with the world. You know, I'm very much liking this story mode. Play the game for me. Why do I even gotta be here? Not real, Eric. No, I'm not cheating.
That's right, we're gonna cheat.
How's it going?
Well, listen.
What is it?
I've been thinking. Hurley might know something, mightn't he?
About what? He knows things?
About Mr. Reaper.
Well, yeah, they are best of friends, aren't they? But what happened to Lord Van Zeeks, you mean? Yeah, because he was trying to hide from us earlier today. Well, now, we know more than him. Maybe. So let's have an exchange of the minds. Because it sounds like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university. Something that completely changed his life and involved 2 elevators and 2 fathers. They actually shot each other. What? Maybe, but I have no idea where to find Mr. Sholmes at the moment. He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he? What is that? Madam Tuspels?
Here, this is what you need.
A ticket? The old Billy Mitchell playbook. Ah! A man of culture, you see. You too are a fan of the video game nerd of anger. Man, world record holder Billy Mitchell. What would he do if he was here? Let's take a play out of his playbook and cheat. It's a kind of entrance ticket. I miss when tickets were like this. Maybe not handmade, but maybe hand printed on fancy little paper. They weren't like tiny little number keep this coupon tickets. No, they were entire like advertisements in and of themselves. Madam Tuspels? Was this supposed to mean something to me?
You don't know it. It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment.
So basically, it's the Doctor Who museum that they have going on right now. I'd love to visit that.
It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go now if you like.
Baker Street, yeah, that's where we live. No, we don't have time for visiting attractions today. Iris, we have a big trial tomorrow. We barely have any more evidence.
Well, that's what Hurley is.
How do you know? What? At this popular London attraction?
Yes.
How's it that you know where he is?
Hurley told me, but he told me to keep it a secret from you, Bruno.
Cool. Remind me to not tell you any secrets then. I also love how her pigtails have little hearts at the end. I might have said that at the in the last game, but now you can really see how polygonal they are. Oh, look at those angles. Nice 45-degree angles right there. Madam Tuspels. Cute, yeah, she's adorable. I don't see how it could be related to the case we're investigating here, but then stranger things have happened. And when they happen, Mr. Sholmes is usually at the heart of them. Something about, the mystery of the extra steak bones in the closet. If you're on Twitch, you don't know yet. If you're on YouTube, you know. Dang! Well, heck yeah! Hold on, you know anything about this ticket? Miss Lestrade? Let's trade some information. Oh, I can't present it. Oh well, bye-bye. Nice seeing you again, but we gotta go. I gotta make like a chicken and bok out of here. Madam Tuspels. What does that spell? Trying to cast a spell? 22nd October, Madame Tuspel's Museum of Wax Works. It's a wax museum? Huh. Whoa. Whoa, is that Jack the Ripper? Whoa, is that... Who was that? Whoa, is that Cinderella? Cinderella Rapunzel, how could you? Fairy god stepmother, how could you? Stop, please, no! Just conflating every fairy tale in one. I'd love to see that Disney movie. Look at this. Also, this must be horrifying for somebody that doesn't know what a wax museum is. I live in LA, so I've been to the Hollywood one. It's, kinda creepy, but it makes sense. What is this place? Look at all these terrifying scenes. Why are all the people so still? You been there? It was cool. It is pretty cool. I'd recommend visiting there at least once. You don't really need to go more than once. They do swap out the wax figures every now and then. I have a picture with wax Arnold Schwarzenegger as he appears in Terminator. And it's like this whole thing in the middle of a area that's themed around a lot of his movies, like Predator as well and whatnot. So, yeah. And let me just double check that Arnold was in Predator before I look silly. Yes, he was. That's where the handshake thing comes from, right? I never actually watched the movie. I just know the memes. Guillotines? Ruthless murderers? I know what I'll be dreaming about tonight. Nightmares.
They're all wax models. They're amazingly realistic, aren't they?
Amazingly scary. I bet one of them is like a real person in disguise, though. Isn't that the dude? No, it's not. But he looks a lot like, Rolla? Pat and Rolla?
What do you think, Bruto? Shocked?
Same uniform, I guess. Wax models? Ah! I have read about the dead bodies in wax once in a magazine about strange phenomena. Ryunosuke, you read too much science fiction, apparently. Wax models, UFOs. Depending on how corpses are kept after death, parts of them can turn into wax, apparently. Your brother popped the head off Eminem. Oh, no! I guess he wasn't the real Slim Shady because he couldn't stand up to that torture your brother did. Oof. Oof. I'm not even giving that one an exclamation point joke. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't even deserve this raid. I'm a sham. I'm a sham. Thanks for the raid, Fort Shadow. How you doing? Let me give you a shout out. Standard warning for everyone raiding on if you don't already know, or if you happen to be new. I am playing the second great Ace Attorney game. Welcome to the stream. My name is Chris. I like to play a lot of RPGs, Nintendo games, visual novels, stuff like this where I can really do the voice acting. And this is the second game. Never mind the fact that it looks like I'm playing just the collection. So if you don't want spoilers for either the first game or the collection, or the rest of Ace Attorney in general, feel free to dip on out, like, immediately. I don't blame you at all, but thanks for coming on in. Fort Shadow, Kayakato, Carnivores, Ukami. Ooh, nice. Okami. Welcome on in. How you all doing? Oops. Oh, thanks for correcting my shout out. I shouted out while I was talking. It doesn't really work. Was Mario ballin'? What? Kirby's Adventure. What? Huh? What's going on? Mario. I do like, was that Square Enix made Mario Hoops game? That was a fever dream to me. Frickin' Mario playing basketball with a white mage from Final Fantasy. If that's what you're talking about, otherwise I'm not sure what you're talking about. 40's crab comrades are invading. Nice crabs. Nice crabs. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you had a good time with Kirby's Adventure. Kirby do be a good game for the NES. Got a copy for the Famicom not too long ago, too. And yeah, welcome. Welcome, tell me all about it. One of the best DS games of your childhood? Ace Attorney? Yeah. I happen to personally know somebody who went into law school because of Ace Attorney. Then didn't become a lawyer because being an actual lawyer is pretty hard compared to Ace Attorney. But, you know, fun little story. You know, along the likes of people who probably became doctors because of Trauma Center, people who became archaeologists because of Professor Layton, maybe. Maybe not. But, yeah. Oh, Mario Basketball. Right, there was a DS version of that. Anyway, welcome on in. We're in... Let me set the scene. 1890-something, England's World Fair. Murder has taken place, and we're here to defend the scientist who may or may not be responsible. He invented a teleporter. Look, I'm assuming at this point that if you haven't dropped out, you're okay with spoilers, so I'm summarizing everything. He invented a teleporter, you know, supposed to beam you from a platform nearby to the middle of the Crystal Tower. And it worked, although the subject was dead at the other side. So, not 100% according to plan. But hey, as far as science is concerned, I see this as an absolute win! To quote a certain green scientist. And for some reason, now we're at a wax museum. Oh yeah, we're looking for Sherlock Holmes. He's somewhere around here. Unfortunately, I think we can only find Herlock Sholmes. And we're talking about how dead bodies turn to wax, apparently. It's called... chair.
Stop talking about creepy things like that, Runo. You're scaring me. Anyway, Adipochair doesn't form readily, you know. What now?
It's only in very specific... Okay. I just remembered something else I read. In another magazine about strange phenomena. You've got to stop buying Ryunosuke magazines, apparently. There was an old lady, maybe a witch, who used to pour molten wax over corpses and put them on display.
None of the exhibits in here are real.
That's what you think, but maybe this is the perfect way to hide a dead body. Wait! What if the man was already dead, and the one we saw up on stage was a wax figure? This is what these kinds of games do. They set up these seemingly innocuous, you know, things.
They're all entirely man-made replicas.
Isn't that the plot for Call of Duty Zombies? Maybe. There's probably someone in the world that became a doctor because of Dr. Mario. He's not a real doctor. Don't take any of his pills. They're just pills that turn you into mushroom people. That's how toads are made. Satoru said, never played Dragon Quest. None of them were translated into China in the 80s. That's unfortunate, but hey, at least you get to experience them now new. Like me. That's how I'm playing Dragon Quest these days. They can't be. You can't. Do you really expect me to believe that? Just look at them. Man, I'm sure I'm supposed to recognize something from this scene.
Oh!
Finally back. Welcome back. In fair Verona, where we lay our scene, Romeo and Juliette. Wow, look at that one. That one looks particularly realistic. He really does look like Sherlock Holmes. There's no way anybody could make models of people that are this realistic. Sir, are you allowed to be up there, Mr. Sholmesy? This might be like a violation of the rules of this place. More Shadows playing through the 20th anniversary Dream Collection of Kirby. Beat Dreamland 1 halfway through Adventure. Nice! I've not played through too many of the Kirby games myself, but Kirby 64 was always my favorite. They had the way you could combine powers. I'm surprised. Because that was my first Kirby game. I thought that's how all Kirby was, but it was really only that one. Star Allies has some of that power combining stuff, but it's not as in-depth. So, you know, I know there are flaws to Kirby 64, but I really liked that system. There are all such gruesome scenes. Wait a minute. You think it's Jack the Ripper too? That's what I thought when I first saw it. Like, it's gotta be.
What is it?
Oh, no, I must be seeing things. Nah, no, you think no? I'm a little sad that I can't talk to Iris right now. Wait a minute. Yo, whoa, what is that? Yo, hold on, why is there...
There's a dead body over here.
Or hopefully just an unused wax figure? Man, you guys want to take bets? Which one is progress? Looking at this mysterious, suspicious hand, or inspecting Sholmes? You know, I'll just let him be. I'll let him beg under that lamp for a little bit. Your first Kirby game was Dream Course and life hasn't been the same. I'm so sorry. Okay, here's a question for the chat. What is a game series that you were introduced to through a spin-off? Either not realizing or, you know, maybe you just never had any interest in the main series. Or you never realized that it was a spin-off, you know? I mean, Fortune Street might be a game that got people into Dragon Quest, that kind of thing. Is this some infamous murderer? Creepy hand. You think the hand's progress? I think so too, because Sholmes is... I like Sholmes and all, but he's probably not that helpful. Resident Evil Outbreak. You played Outbreak before the main series. Interesting.
Yes, called Jane the Ripper. All of her victims were young women.
Wait, what? If this is Jane the Ripper, then who's Jack the Ripper over there? I knew it. You can tell by the way she's holding the knife. Sure sign of a murderer. Only murderers hold knives backwards.
Well, yes.
Ah!
Water.
Thank you for the hydrate. Aru says Dragon Quest because you rented builders from your library. Wow! I never would have guessed. What? I'm not a murderer. I don't hold knives. You're too dangerous for little chickens like me. What do you have? A knife. No! I've worked it out. I know what she's doing. She's trying to fill that bathtub with blood so she can have a soak in her victim's gore. Oh my god, Rianovsky, that's a bit much. Bravely Default's a spin-off of Final Fantasy. Is it like... Have they officially said that? Like, obviously very inspired by classic Final Fantasy and RPGs of the era. But I don't know if they ever, like, straight up said it had anything to do with Final Fantasy. Is it like a backwards case of what they did back in the 90s? Where they take the Mana games and the Saga games and call them Final Fantasy over here? Final Fantasy Legend and Adventure? But they really weren't, they just wanted to sell more. Maybe? I do appreciate Bradley Default for being more classic style. We need more of that. I hope the game did well. I don't know if I'd play it anytime soon, but we need to show Square Enix that people do still like turn-based RPGs. And beg them not to make Dragon Quest into an action RPG, please. Please. We already have Final Fantasy for that. I want Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest has always been classic, you know?
Not according to the information about the exhibit on that little board here. It doesn't mention anything about that bathtub.
Really? Why is the scene in a bathroom then?
Sorry, I don't think it's significant.
Don't think it has to be there for a reason. I mean, Rianovsky's got a point. Like, why does the diorama have a washroom at all? And a wall. Alright, if that's Jane the Ripper, then who's this? Is this Jack the Ripper? Hold on, I want to look at this one first. Your first Final Fantasy was Theatrhythm? Hey, look, finding a series through its music is just as valid as anything else. These models are so well made. I can't tell what's a waxwork and what's a real human.
Or maybe all the exhibits are real people. And when it's closing time and all the visitors have gone home, they suddenly start moving about.
Yo, is this night at the museum? Let's go. Oh, suddenly I miss Robin Williams. Again. Just thinking about it makes me wish it was closing time already and I was on my way home. You know, you can leave before closing time. Alright, I'm gonna save just in case this turns into progress. Just in case. And we're gonna go inspect the Jack the Ripper scene. It probably is. I bet it is. Gotta keep it symmetrical, right? Oh, is this an example of Western Sujigiri? Sujiwari? Onigiri? Sujigiri is The Japanese term for a practice when a samurai, after receiving a new katana or developing a new fighting style or weapon, tests its effectiveness by attacking a human opponent, usually a random defenseless passerby. What? What? How is that honorable at all? You just kill a random person to try out your new sword? That's horrible. My God, they just did that back then? I have a newfound disrespect for samurai. Wow. Okay. Hopefully they're the, less honorable ones. Did Bushido come about because too many samurai were just testing out their new toys? I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
You know, when an unscrupulous samurai randomly attacks a passerby to test his sword. Wow, he's right. I bet they got that from the Wikipedia.
I still don't know, no. But actually, a waxwork samurai would probably be hugely popular.
Oh, the Steel Samurai never did that. Hence why there were several revolutions. I need to brush up on Japanese history then. Also, welcome back, Common. Bravely Default uses Firaga. Oh, yeah. You know, I saw when Origination was playing it, there's also Phoenix Drowns and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I wonder if that's Square being so paranoid that now that Final Fantasy has become action RPG, they're too embarrassed to turn it back turn-based? Oh, that's a little sad. Almost feels like the end of an era. Final Fantasy by default not being turn-based. That just makes me feel old. Satoru says, in China, back then you just played games depending on whether the console could be hacked easily. Oh yeah, same thing with my family members in the Philippines, they've told me. That's why my PlayStation 2, I got it in the Philippines. It came with a mod chip pre-installed, and they gave me 20 free games that were all just backups on DVD-Rs. But you know, I'm not the one doing the piracy. The ones who sold them to me were. Don't worry about it. What I did was technically legal? Long story short, I have a Japanese PS2 technically. Funnily enough, back then, Philippines was using the Japanese region for consoles for some reason. So I can just play Japanese PS1 games on it if I wanted.
Could you model it, do you think, Reno? Doing that security thing you mentioned?
Not on anybody alive. Well, I do have a sword, but I have no intention of testing how sharp it is on a human subject. For now, at least. Eh? What do you mean for now? What do you mean for now? What do you mean for now?
Oh, that's a funny place for a little ladder.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is that a ladder or a step ladder? It kinda looks like a step ladder from the fact it has like a top piece, but it doesn't have the back part to be a step ladder. So I think I would call it a ladder?
What is it? Is something wrong?
No, it's just that in Japanese we have a totally different word for a ladder that folds in half like that.
They do in English too, you know. It's a step ladder, or just steps.
I don't know, it kind of looks like they forgot to draw the back half of it. No, if there's any reason why it would justify an Ace Attorney game to be confused of a step ladder versus ladder, it'd be this one, because I cannot see the back of it for the life of me. Also, Church, thanks for the raid. Let me give you a shout out. If you don't want spoilers for a great Ace Attorney, feel free to drop on out, but thank you for coming on in, and hope you had a good time with Assassin's Creed. Welcome to Great Ace Attorney. You know we're having that stepladder argument.
So be careful of making assumptions about other cultures, Reno. That's how wars are started.
I mean, she's not wrong, but that's also kind of morbid. I didn't realize stepladders were an international point of contention, but the writer makes an astute point. Whether it's Ace Attorney or Gyakuten Saibana. Alright, Sholmes, what do you got for me? I've seen you this whole time. What year is it in game time? 1890-something. Due to evidence from everyone talking about the turn of the century. We know it's around the 19th century, as well as there's some unused development, like notes and whatnot, that specifically said this game was in 1897 arounds. Who knows if that still holds? Or was it 1893? One of those. But it seems to still be true. It's the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes has his own wax statue in here? Really? Naruhodo, it turned its head!
Well, he is world famous after all.
18-something. It's an uncanny resemblance, isn't it? It makes my skin crawl to look at it.
I know! But look, Bruno, you can kick this Hurley and he doesn't move a muscle.
Do it again! Do it again! Yeah! Oh, my knee! My knees! Oh, I think she's dislocated my patella. You can't go around kicking the exhibits, Iris. Wait. It just moved, I'm sure. And not just a little bit either. What? Did it?
Really? Did it?
I don't know. Let's stare at it a bit. Maybe it'll blink. Nah. Must have been my imagination. Checks out. You can kick the Hurley. Don't kick the Hurley. Thanks for the clip, Haru. Did he make the Mario oof sound? No, that's my sound. That plays on my stream. And look closely. There are beads of sweat on the face of this waxwork model. Whoa! It comes with its own chickens, too. Shall we move on, Iris? Over there, look, there's a great murder scene to enjoy. Much more appealing. I'm sorry, you have your own voice lines. Can you use them more, please? Hold it! Well, that was fun. Herlock, do you need to go to the hospital? Do you need to have your bones realigned?
My dear fellow, I take exception to your recoiling in such a manner as if you've seen something truly aberrant.
Mr. Sholmes! I knew it.
Iris, what possessed you? I strictly forbade you from divulging my temporary waxwork secret to Mr. Naruhodo.
Is that the only reason that it's a secret? Were you, like, staking out the place or something? Stake. Temporary waxwork? What do you mean? The jig is up. We know you're not really a statue.
And that kick? Could you not have exercised a little more restraint? You winded me! I think at least 5 of my bones are broken. Now I've only got like 207.
Sholmes, I think that's more bones than you should have.
Well, you know, you need to have extra if you in my line of work. You'll never know when you need them.
Are they your bones, Sholmes? Are they your bones?
A great detective does not divulge his secrets.
Reno has something he needs to ask you.
Ah, a question?
And I thought you'd probably be getting bored too. So here we are.
Well, I can't deny that your timing was impeccable. A mere 2 minutes more being stationary like that. And my great brain, upon which all my success has been built, would have turned to wax.
See, I told you that was the thing, Iris. Magazines! Thank goodness we arrived in time. Maybe we should have been later.
What? Indeed, in many ways, the pair of you just saved the world from an unimaginable loss.
Oh, Hurley, you do nonsense, do you?
Do you know the man? He could know something, it's true, about Lord Van Zeeks and what happened in the past to him.
Now that you're here, let's take our time. How can I be of assistance? Oh, you're in luck. I'm certainly quite taken with the idea of conversing.
Oh, well, actually, I'm quite in a hurry.
If my eyes don't deceive me, I believe something is afoot within the walls of this very museum. A most fascinating case, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Moreover, I have a strong suspicion that is related to the matter about which you've come to me now.
How could it be?
We shall speak again presently, my dear fellow, but for now, I must return to my work.
What, back to being a temporary waxwork exhibit? I mean, he's good at his job, I will say. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got another raid. Wait, got another raid. Nintendo Novice, it's been a while. Have you been streaming much lately? It's been a long time. Let me give you a shout out. Oh, sorry, comments on it. Thanks for the raid. Standard warning for everyone coming in. I'm playing Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, but I'm playing the second game. If you don't want spoilers for it, feel free to drop on out. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I will say spoilers, like, at any given time. And look at what we got here. It's Herlock Sholmes himself. Look at he. What, you don't remember Herlock Sholmes being a sexy anime boy? Maybe. Pokemon Unite. You have fun. Hopefully not too salty. Pokemon LOL. Hope you had a good time, and welcome on in. What, being back to be a temporary waxwork exhibit? Yellow Pikachu, what's up? Welcome on in. How's it going? We got Wax Sherlock. He just got kicked in the shins. Or maybe somewhere else. Either way, I hope the damage isn't permanent. First of all, have you seen my badge? You've been streaming every weekday. You got a gaming PC. Nice! I gotta go check out the improved quality at some point. Yeah, I remember when I remember Nintendo Novice back when he was playing Bug Fables. Did you ever finish that playthrough? I'm assuming so. I plan to play that someday, but when I've got more time, games just keep coming on out. Hope you've had a fun time, and I hope you're doing well. Mr. Sholmes, about this.
As you will see, I'm rather busy at the moment, being a statue.
I would absolutely love if during this whole dialogue he would just not play any any animations. Really dedicated to his work. Oh, but he snaps right back. Good enough. Let me just go ahead and first I will save. Again, just in case. I need to be better about saving during my gameplay. That way I don't have to go back like I keep having to do. Go check out that suspicious hand. That big, heavy curtain is in a very prominent position, isn't it? I have a nasty feeling there's going to be something truly terrifying behind it.
Oh, yes! That's the famous Tussville Special Exhibit! It depicts one of England's most notorious killers. Do you want to pay the extra fee and have a look?
I mean, looks like I could just take back the curtain and see for free. Pay more money to be even more terrified? Ooh, let me think about that for a moment.
It was only a suggestion.
Pay more money to be scared? What is this? Some kind of horror game stream?
But the hand! The hand!
Novice didn't finish Origami King or Bug Fables. Come back to him, drop. Yeah. Well, fair enough. I'm glad that you're back to it. Hope you're enjoying your days back and getting back into it, you know? Hopefully not too rusty.
Is this an arm? Maybe it's an arm. Aim for the arm.
It looks like an arm, doesn't it? Maybe one of the waxwork models has fallen over.
You don't think it could be the work of one of the mass murderers in here, do you?
Oh no! Stop scaring me!
Is it a wax arm or a real one?
Come on, you're always pointing that finger of yours in court. Poke that arm now and see how it feels.
Objection! Hold it! Take that! Overruled, Bruno. Now go poke that arm. Let's not. Poke it with a stick. Is that a dead arm? Herlock, where'd you go? Oh. Go talk. Ishimoto says, China Dragon Games in a commercial. Interesting. Metal Max. I don't know if that game ever came over here. Never heard of it. What is this place? Yellow Pikachu will poke it. What are your findings, Yellow Pikachu? Tell us what you know.
Madame Tuspels came to London from France 3 years ago, I understand. Since she opened this little waxwork museum last year, it's enjoyed great popularity in London. There are museums like this in Japan. There are museums like this in Japan too, but the displays are something else. I mean, they aren't made from actual real people, are they? The extreme realism of these waxwork models is a particular secret of the Tuspels family, they say.
Maybe they cast your actual face.
They earned renown during the French Revolution for waxworks of victims of the guillotine.
Complete with detachable head action?
Ugh.
That sounds grim. Your findings are the cow is itchy. Scratch the cow. Do it now.
The gruesome scenes were portrayed with such realism in the expressions on the faces of the condemned.
Apparently, the sculptors would make the models directly from the corpses, right there at the site of the executions.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a little morbid. Like, wouldn't they get all bloody? The molds would? And that would affect the casting, maybe? That really turns my stomach.
That's just one of the several legends about how the Tuspels family.
Whether there's any truth in it, I couldn't say.
But anyway, this museum houses models and famous people from all over the globe. Nevertheless, the most popular area of the museum by quite some margin is this House of Horrors.
Why did we go directly here?
House of Horrors? Of course, visitor numbers are dwindling now as a result of the Great Exhibition, but people usually flock here to see the exhibits of some of London's most vile criminals at their gruesome work.
I mean, I would imagine that we get more traffic than usual from, like, say, all the people who don't live around here, but they came to see the world's the exhibition, right? The Great Exhibition. So, you know, might as well come by to see what else London has to offer.
Zoinks, Herlock!
Monobagel, welcome on in.
Naturally, most of the miscreants portrayed here were sent to the gallows, like Goldie Roger and his One Piece. So they're even stiffer now than the models of them!
I don't get it. Have you heard of poor taste?
My dear fellow, I never had any taste to begin with. The public live for poor taste. They yearn to be shocked.
So the hideous exhibits in here are...
They're all portrayals of real events that actually took place in actual history. So here we have this giant enemy crab, and you have to attack its weak point for massive damage.
Interactive exhibits, I see. Is it just me, or did the temperature in here just seem to drop? Love if it did. It's pretty hot in my room right now.
Anyway, I advise you not to think too deeply about what you see here.
I see you're already on it, Herlock. The not thinking part. Oh, he's back to being a waxwork, is he? Metal Max is like a JRPG with tank vehicle gameplay. Huh. Kinda reminds me of, Blaster Master, but not quite, huh? It's more of a Metroidvania. Have I heard of that series? It sounds familiar.
Have you seen South Park, Mr. Naruhodo? People love that shock humor. Very political, too.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not on this stream. What do you mean by a temporary waxwork, Mr. Sholmes? Although I will engage in the in the occasional South Park reference. You ain't getting no 350 out of me, Sholmes.
Exactly what you see. I'm part of the exhibits here, catching these criminals in the act.
Catching them?
Every half an hour, I home in on a different killer in one of the displays and adopt a new pose to ensnare him. When members of the public come for a closer look, I offer them my hand to shake.
You're getting paid to be part of the exhibit, sir? Your daytime job?
For a shilling, I'll happily allow them to take a photograph with us.
Wow. That's actually impressive, because a photograph probably costs way more than a shilling in this day and age.
Us?
Does he mean him and the waxwork murderers in here? But why, Mr. Sholmes? But why male models? Why are you a male model?
My dear fellow, isn't it obvious? For the money!
Ah, it all makes sense now. He really roared at me there. Really fitting for the House of Horrors.
The money!
Ow, my ears.
As it stands, I may struggle to pay this month's rent, and I have the ravenous iris to consider.
Sholmes? Sholmes, you didn't tell me that the place you live in, the place I live in, we're about to not pay rent for it. Sholmes! Sholmes, if you had told me, I could find ways to raise money. Sholmes, I don't want to get kicked out too. Mr. Krabs, what have you done with Sholmes? No, man, you're thinking of beep, boop, boop, bop, boop, boop, beep.
Beep, boop, boop, bop, boop, boop, bop.
Beep,
Boop, boop, bop.
Oh, Hurley, I'm so hungry.
How would I raise money? Baking traditional Japanese desserts and selling them on the street, because people of England would see them as, expensive foreign confections. See? Very nice, very unique. We could make $1 billion. Or shillings. Whatever we need to make.
If push comes to shove, I shall have to ask you to do your bit, Mr. Naruhodo.
We can call it Sholmes home-cooked, gnomes. Gnomes? Yes, they're mochi shaped like gnomes. What? Where do we get the mochi flour for that? We just growing rice out here? Right here in the middle of England? What's he threatening to rope me into now? Weaponize Iris's puppy dog eyes. That only works on Inspector Gregson, unfortunately.
With that in mind, how about a photograph? As a special treat, you may have your pick of the murderers and scoundrels in here. The choice is yours!
Sherlock Gnomes! No. Anything but that. Please, no. Maybe some other time. Speaking of which, we never see Mrs. Hudson in game. Mrs. Hudson. Hudson? Hudson. Hudson? Hudson. That might be their original name, or maybe a character I don't know. Unless we're talking about Mrs. Garadab. She's in jail right now, so I don't think so.
Remember, Mr. Naruhodo, ignore me at your peril. Ignore me!
Oh, is that a Sherlock Holmes thing? The landlady of 23 Baker Street? Oh, a Sherlock Holmes thing. I guess not. Not that I've seen. Back to being a waxwork again. Is it just me, or did his final remark there sound like a lot like a curse?
The choice is yours! Remember, ignore me at your peril.
Is that a threat? Got something to ask. Yeah, I've never actually read the Sherlock books. I know. Uncultured, huh? But I'd like to get these references. If there was one book, question for the chat. Also, you know, comment down below if you're on the YouTube. If there's one Sherlock Holmes book that would be like the Sherlock Holmes book to read to get a feel for his personality and the characters he interacts with and just a good bang-up story overall, which one do you think would be the one to read? Novice has got to go. Have a great night. Yeah, thanks for that raid. It's good to see you again. Hope you have a good one, and see you around.
Well, what is it you'd like to ask me then?
Actually, it's about Lord Van Zeeks.
Ah, our friend Mr. Reaper. How did you find him? Well, I trust.
Well, for now, comment down below. Yeah, Kamen Rider's down there, making sure all the pulleys and levers are being pulled, keep the stream running, you know. And so I filled Mr. Sholmes in about everything I'd learned. From the day I was born. About Lord Van Zeeks, about Professor Hairbrain, about how to make the perfect mochi. You've got to pound ever so rhythmically. And about the strange coincidence that they have been at university together. Hound of the Baskervilles? Heard of that one. I'm guessing it's good. Alright, I'll put it on the list. Put it on the list of things that I'll say I'll read. If I want to lie to myself. So I'm wondering what it was that happened to make Lord Van Six such a different person. Since university.
I was sure that you know, Hurley.
Ties into this game. Was it one of the ones that from game 1? You said there was something going on here in this exhibit hall before. That something was afoot. Maybe even a hand. Maybe even a leg. And that you believed it was related to what I wanted to ask you about. Holmes in the books also does a lot of drugs. Honestly, I don't doubt that this Holmes doesn't do drugs either. Probably does. Just, you know, wanted to keep this game rated T. Mr. Sholmes? Yeah, just a little smoking. No crack here. He's suddenly chummed up. I seem to remember that being a point when I played the first game somebody had mentioned. Greetings! Oh, wait, who? Hello? 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 This lady seems cool. I like her. Wait a minute. Is that just... Are you just... Wait a minute. Are you just... Wait. Are you... I don't know. Forgive me for making the comparison. But doesn't she... I don't know. From here, she kind of reminds me of... Manuela from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Look at that. Just look at how just the hair peeks out from under the witch's hat. Just like right this. Let me just right there. Look, spinning image. Having a little tea party with this witchy lady. Yeah. Oh, hello. Where did she appear from? And what's she wearing?
Thank you.
Could she look any more mysterious? Thanks, I hate it. You're welcome. Oh, would you rather I put this on, huh? You would rather I put this? There we go. Beautiful. There we go. Perfect. Don't change a thing.
I hope you are appreciating my museum.
Oh, are you? Yeah, okay. I could have imagined that to spell would be a witchy name. Are you French then? Sorry, have we... Mr. Sholmes, do you know this? Not again.
My apologies. I'm Esmeralda to Spells. This is my museum of waxwork.
You're the Madame to Spells? I'm sorry, this isn't Salem. We like witches here. This is England. Jolly old England, what?
Bien, sir. Though only 26 years young, I might add.
Oh my. You doing anything later? Yeah, casting any spells on any chickens? Is that significant somehow?
I'm a madame in name only. It adds a certain je ne sais quoi.
Sabrina, the teenage wax museum owner. Or like the 26-year-old wax museum owner. Right, 26 years young. Man, I wish it was like the Sabrina games made by WayForward who make Shantae.
Firstly, I must apologize for my waxworks, or rather, one waxwork in particular.
That would be Mr. Sholmes then. A witchy lady. Origination, I knew she'd coax you out of hiding. Ori, you wanna hop on voice call real quick and do a French voice? Cause I can't. I can't do her justice, I'm sorry.
I was led to believe he was a great detective, but he seems unable to settle.
Whoa! Is that chicken soup? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I respect all witches.
Next time you move from your designated exhibit, there will be toil and trouble. Double, double.
Maybe she knows Rim Mage. Ah!
She sounds deadly serious.
That's a problem. How am I supposed to ask Mr. Sholmes about Lord Van Zeeks now? Oop.
Let's not forget what Hurley said before. About something being afoot. Right here in the museum, I mean.
We gonna do a deduction in here? Yes, I know, but...
I'm so curious. I want to know what's happening here.
And I want to know what time, to spell, gets off work. What? Haven't we got enough on our plate already? First of all, have you seen my badge, though? Have you seen my badge, though? I don't just go around showing it to just anybody, huh? Threatening people with lava seems good business. No, it's just chicken soup. When you're done, the rest of the customers can have a free sample. Molten wax, you know that makes sense. But I like to think it's chicken soup. For the soul. Madam, there's something I'd like to show you. Oh my. Oh my.
Yes, what is that? I remarked on it to myself immediately, and I've been very curious since.
Well, it's actually the mark of a defense lawyer in the Empire of Japan.
Oh, quel dommage. Not quite as interesting as I'd hoped.
What exactly were you expecting from an armband? I don't know. Maybe it has a curse on it that brings wax figures to life. I'm just a wax man. I'm a wax man! Waxworks. Did you make all these waxworks, Madame Tuspels?
I did. I am the third generation of waxwork artisans, you know.
Wouldn't the handle be hot?
I mean...
Maybe she's built up like a layer of wax on her hands from working with it so often. And you know, shouldn't handles be the ones that insulate the best? That's the point of a handle. I know they are made of metal, so they will conduct. But you know, they are meant to be held by the handle.
Gosh!
Is it like that one Gravity Falls episode? Yeah, with Wax Stan. Yo, Gravity Falls is good. You guys should watch it. Oh man, I can't spoil Gravity Falls, but the way that episode gets recontextualized the later you watch into the series, it makes you think, how far ahead did they plan? And yes, it did have wax figures that actually came to life in that show.
It was my grandmother who began the tradition in my family. Her fortunes were checkered, living through the turbulent times of the French Revolution as she did. So that is how to say when she acquired the savoir-faire that leads to the astonishing life-likeness. All these waxworks really do look as though they were alive.
One of the wax figures in Gravity Falls was Sherlock Holmes. It all comes full circle. Heck yeah.
In fact, they look more alive than Hurley.
He's just that good.
What you see exhibited here represents the most atrocious of London's criminal past. All the waxworks were created in the presence of the real people on which they are modeled. In the hours immediately following their executions, that is the secret to the extraordinary life-likeness.
That sounds terrifying. Nero Newman, what's up, Nero? Adam Oliveira as well, how you doing? We're just conversing with this very lovely lady about her wax museum. I apologize about anything bad I've ever said about it. It's beautiful, absolutely stunning. takes my breath away. Hey, Omegas, you know what? I deserve this. How you doing, Omegas? How's everybody doing? How's you going? How's your night?
All walks of life have similar challenges, I'm sure. To carry out one's trade par excellence, one must go to extraordinary lengths. My exhibits are a reflection of society. I create only that which the public wishes to see.
Ugh. Why couldn't the public have wished for something less horrifying?
Do not fear.
Sorry?
This room is the only one in the museum with such a macabre theme. I do hope you'll explore. There are models of famous singers, actors, politicians, something for every taste, I hope.
It was Iris who dragged me straight in here, come to think of it. Good job, Iris. It's because she knew that Herlock was here.
Sorry, perhaps I should have eased you into things.
Especially if I haven't known anything about wax.
Whack! Whack!
So we're in a wax museum owned by, Tespels over there. Madam, she calls herself, but that's more for show than anything. We've tracked down Herlock Sholmes because he's working part-time as a pretend wax figurine. Basically a street performer, just officially working in a wax museum, pretending to be a statue. He's dang good at it, though. And he may know something about the prosecutor for this case. Well, for most of the cases. Something about his past. Involvement with the defendant. Very, very, very deep stuff. Maybe. I don't know yet. What's the situation with that?
Ah, my temporary waxwork model. He approached me some days ago, you see, with a business proposal.
Oh, what sort of proposal?
My dear madame, what these sparse exhibits need is the addition of a world-famous great detective.
Oh, words to that effect.
Ah,
Naturally, I'm well aware that Mr. Sholmes is widely known in London as a talented detective.
It's great detective, actually. He is very specific about it. He's very Pacific Northwest about it.
Yes, the creme de la creme. So I was keen to come to some arrangement with him, of course. But sadly, we were unable to agree terms.
Let me guess. Someone wanted to charge an exorbitant amount for his services. Didn't even do it for the money. He wanted it to be a wax figure. If only that were true.
for a mere 500 pounds.
500 pounds? That's like 500 chickens.
I will dive into your cauldron of wax this very moment.
Phrasing. Oh, jeez. No. Just right in there, right into that cauldron. I mean, me, though?
What?
Or words to that effect.
Chicken soup. Mr. Sholmes might have overdone it slightly with the sales pitch.
Regrettably, the museum has a shortage of funds at the moment due to...
Unforeseen circumstances, Mr. Freeman. Prepare for unforeseen consequences.
Nero just woke up a minute ago, but everything is fine. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Had some good Oaxacan food for dinner. I won't say it again, but it was very unique. I might eat some leftovers after stream, because I am a little hungry still. But yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Question, have you ever been to a wax museum of the day? I was just talking about the one in Hollywood that we got over here in LA. It's very nice. I should go again. They keep changing stuff out. So what are the circumstances?
So it came to the current arrangement instead.
Surely he doesn't really need to do what he's doing, though, does he?
I would think not, but he was very insistent.
I have a 50-shilling problem that must be resolved by the morning.
The morning? We were that close to missing out on rent? Sholmes! Sholmes, please! I could have been homeless today! Ah, I can't survive. It's October. It's getting cold. The fall winds are coming.
I'm a freeze. Or words to that effect. It's the pawnbroker, that what it is. He must have something to redeem.
Is the consulting detective work not going so well? With how Sholmes works, I believe. Something afoot. What's this about feet? I wonder, could I ask you something?
And sir.
I'm just curious, is anything going on in the museum at the moment? Some kind of incident, perhaps? Oh.
Whoever suggested such a thing to you?
Oh, well, it was... your temporary waxwork over there who mentioned it to me a little... Oh! He disappeared! Not a moment too soon. Okay, so it's not shown, it's not Dispel. A wax model is a work of art, not some tawdry object for trade. Oh, I know what it is. A wax model is a work of art, not some tawdry object for trade. No, it's just Sholmes. There you are. I thought the pawnbroker shop owner was here. Did you inspect the step ladder? Yes, I did. If by step ladder you mean the ladder, because I don't know, I don't see no fold in half of it. You know what else is cute? What? Dispel? What?
Leaving the exhibit again when you should be working? Do you wish to be melted down?
My dear Madame Dispels, save your reprimands. There are more pressing concerns.
You know what? I bet this is a pun. Let me just to spell. Let me just look it up. No, to spell just gives me the character. I'll gotta close that tab before I get spoiled of anything, possibly. I am going to search. Well, I actually have here her original Japanese name. Her Japanese name was Madame Rosaques. Roseke? Rosake? Kind of like a mosaic? Maybe?
There are more pressing concerns.
The pawnbroker shop owner. Oh yeah, he died. I forgot. I totally forgot. Well, maybe, you know, this case is called the Great Departed Soul Return. So maybe the pawnbroker owner came back from the dead. Oops.
The wax can wait. It's our ideas about your current problem you must throw into the melting pot instead. Personally, I would advise you not to involve the police.
Why ever not?
She's turned as white as a sheet.
Because you have at your disposal a great detective whose services you may employ for a mere 50 shillings.
50 shillings. Yeah, and you have me, who will correct his deduction work for a mere 40 shillings. What a deal. The 10% discount from the 100 total you would have paid.
Though please be aware that I prefer, no, I insist upon payment in advance.
Okay, that's just... You're really desperate, aren't you, Sholmes? As desperate as I am. What?
Very well.
It worked?
Let us see if the great detective is able to live up to his name, shall we?
Oh, heck. The music, the sus music. I associate this music with just shifty eyes all around. Yeah, he looks like a flounder. There we go. Now that looks still pretty horrifying. Yeah. I've used this music so much for the starting screen when I played the first game. Madam, yes. So, Origination, what else is cute? Chickens? Ha! Stop trying to flatter me. You don't have to lie. More like Madam Sus spells.
What? Before I engage in my analytical processes, I must ask you to clarify something.
Oh, heck yeah. This will probably be the last thing we do for tonight. Chicken attack!
Where did all these chickens come from? They look oddly realistic.
Oh, those are real. They eat the wax at night.
They eat the wax?
Yes. You see, when chickens eat wax, it passes through their digestive system almost intact, with changed chemical properties that makes them perfect for wax building.
So you're telling me you make all of these wax figures out of chicken poop?
Yes, it is like those, how you say, tope luwak, the coffee made from cat poop. It's a delicacy.
Oh, chickens are tasty, not cute.
What? Well, maybe they can be both.
What praise behind the curtain?
That is the special exhibit. There is an extra charge to see it.
Ah, the special exhibit in the House of Horrors. It must depict a special killer then, I presume. Would you be so kind as to draw back the curtain, I wonder?
Yes, but only if you promise to stop grabbing onto my hat.
No, I got to make sure you don't run off before you have a chance to pull it back. I'm keeping this as collateral.
Ah, absolutely no. There is nothing amiss behind there.
Nothing amiss, madame.
It's the giant enemy crab we were talking about. And also the chicken attacks.
What about the arm protruding ominously from under the curtain?
Ah!
I strongly encourage you to allow me to see what lies beyond before the situation worsens. Thought we didn't notice, but we did.
Yes. Very well. I will draw back the curtains, but only a succoon.
Doesn't that just literally mean soup can? Just a soup can's worth. 1 can of Campo noodles, Campo chicken noodle soup.
It's the grave of Smitty Werwin Jaegerman Jensen.
He was number 1!
I must confess, I peeked behind the curtain earlier. The special exhibit is a very bleak graveyard scene indeed.
This is where you go. This is where you go when you get 3 crime stamps.
You get sent to the graveyard.
It's the slash ringing, the slash singing, the hash singing slasher. Number 1.
You know what always bothered me? You can go check the SpongeBob episode. It always bothered me that Mr. Krabs is his fake name person, Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen. Like, the fact that SpongeBob was able to find that person's grave because he was number 1 was impressive in itself. But it bothered me that when they actually showed his grave, it didn't say Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen. It just said Smitty Werben Man Jensen. Like, where did the Jaeger part go? Is he not a hunter anymore? Like, that's a plot hole and a half. And why does nobody ever talk about it? Honestly, SpongeBob, shake my head, 0 out of 10. SMH my head. My Sherlock voice sounds like Mr. Krabs a little bit. Someone on YouTube commented that it sounds a lot like Mark Hamill's Joker.
Oh, bats! You'll never hope to catch me!
Maybe a little bit like Mark Hamill's Majima.
Kiryu-chan! And yet, somewhat surprisingly, the waxwork killer one would expect is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's the body that's down there.
What does strike one, however?
Oh. Why does he remind... Doesn't he look like one of the jurors we used to have? Or maybe I'm imagining that.
Is the portly gentleman lying peacefully on his back on the floor?
Is Gregson Batman? Yeah, you know, he's always trying to chase after him. Basically, yeah. He was one of the jurors. Oh, I'm not just imagining it. Wait, is that actually a body? No, it's just a model, right? Well, then perhaps, Mr. Sholmes. And that man on the floor is the ruthless killer himself.
I'm afraid not, my dear fellow. He's a perfectly ordinary London gentleman. Not even a waxwork, in fact. What?
What?
As skillfully made as these waxworks are, they are always distinguishable from real humans. So, allow me to present my two conclusions. The first is that a sizable business transaction has been taking place in this special exhibit.
Why? Why would you say that?
And the second is that the aforementioned transaction is linked to a serious crime.
Ah! She looks as pale as candle wax. I don't understand.
So, Madame Tuspedals, as you agreed to my fee, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work.
Well, I mean, if this is the deduction of Sherlock Holmes, it's got to be false, right? So maybe it is a waxman. It was the foreman of the McGundle case, or the McGilded case. Huh. I'm surprised I recognized him. Here we go again! Or rather, should I say, here it goes!
To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so helpfully from your bag.
Oh, you're right. What the? I didn't even notice those.
In my estimation, some £200. Give them to me. Give me the money. I need them. They're evidence.
That is all my own money.
So what does this large sum of money reveal? That you are about to go to the store to buy a Nintendo Switch. And you weren't even going to let me play it. Ah, not as much as the involuntary glance you cast, it would seem, Madame Tuspedals. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. The significance of the £200 is revealed by that public notice.
Huh?
Waxwork for sale? Your business has hit hard times, it would seem. In short, you sold the infamous killer the centerpiece of your special exhibit for that sum of £200.
No!
Now let us explore the next curiosity in which we are presented. Who is this portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor?
It's Smitty. He was number one. Of course. That's why he was the foreman. He was juror number one.
It would appear that the man has suffered a severe shock,
since he did die with his eyes open.
The cause of which is clearly known to you. Unfortunately, madame, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt the man such a shocking blow is, of course, the £200!
Again?
He just took one look at the money and instantly fainted, banging his head on the ground upon impact. It would appear that you twisted this gentleman around your little finger most effectively.
What are you suggesting? Ooh, look at that. She's got a ponytail. A braided one, too. That is actually really nice. I like it.
He rashly agreed to purchase the waxwork for the sum of £200. Only when he came to hand the money over did it occur to him what an extortionate amount he was paying. But the money was no longer in his hands.
Stop being a shrimp. I'm not a shrimp, I'm a chicken.
And the result? The scene we see before us. He collapsed in shock.
Although I do need to check my posture. I do be sitting like a shrimp.
Yes, the killer in the special exhibit fetched a killer price!
Strychnine.
That's Kiryu. He's on his way. He's on his way to Super Monkey Ball. Wait a minute! Elbow Place, thanks for the raid. He's on his way to Monkey Ball. You got it, William Shakespeare. Yeah. Yeah, welcome on in Raiders Elbow Plays. Hope you had a fun time in Final Fantasy 14. I'll warn everybody, don't feel the need to stay if you don't want to get spoiled for Greatest Attorney. But how's it going? Hope you had a nice night. You and me, William, we share a brain cell, apparently. Also, thanks for the hydrate. Yeah, hope you had a fun time. Hope you didn't do too many hard raids. I don't know what's going on in 14 these days. I just, like, get it by osmosis from all the people around me who play Final Fantasy 14 all day and all night, despite me never having paid for it. I mean, I tried the trial once, that's about it. But I hear there are things with Kefka, apparently, and I'm assuming that Killer Chocobo is no longer on the run. But yeah, welcome on in. Hope you're doing pretty good. We're in a wax museum, and we're trying to find out how this man died. Kiryu escaped from Majima by going to a different game. Oh, you know Majima's gonna be next. And if we can get Chibi Kiryu inside a Monkey Ball, oh boy, I can only hope. Die. I can only hope we get some more Sega properties in there. Can we get, like, Knuckles in cube form? He'll just roll down, like, flat side, just whoop, 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 whoop.
Yes, the killer in this special exhibit fetched a killer price.
Oh, yeah.
We can only pray that the gentleman's dreams are not plagued with regret.
Topic number 1, Waxwork's fate. Conclusion, sold for cash. Topic number 2, Waxwork location. Conclusion, you know Majima would chase after him. And it wouldn't even be chibi Majima. It'd be regular ass, like, full proportion Majima running after him inside a giant hamster ball. Because he would.
Kiryu-chan!
You know, anyone who's played the Yakuza games, has there ever been a mini game that basically was Super Monkey Ball? If not, I'm surprised. Because they love to do all their mini games, you know? And they've always been made by the Super Monkey Ball team. And the important thing, oh right, I heard about that. People are allowed to be bunny boys in Final Fantasy 14. You know, I've been hearing about that for a long time now, but I guess they haven't done it yet. People are really excited.
The question that arises then is, what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider that problem for a moment.
Can I consider this? How about this?
You cannot possibly... What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there.
How young can he be?
Who is this fellow?
Statues available, please inquire.
To find the answer, we need only observe his neckerchief. Such as is worn by a policeman as a secret sign to fellow members of the force that a crime is being perpetrated.
What if his necky was just cold?
Yes, this young man is an undercover policeman, currently investigating this museum.
It's Robbie Rotten's grave because he was number 1. Game theory. Was Smitty Werbenjagerman Jensen Robbie Rotten this whole time? Rest in peace to the actor that played him. Long battle, but unfortunately taken from us too soon. He'll be remembered. He sure will be.
I know him well, in fact. It's Sergeant John Clay.
Clay?
What are you talking about? The man's quite a celebrity. He received triple accolades at last year's policing awards.
What?
Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage.
Unsightly?
I've been watching closely, and he hasn't moved a muscle. Almost, in fact, as if he were a waxwork.
Wait, dude, are you really not? You really think they're real?
But you... Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madame. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe! He didn't even buy this scarf for 3p. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is this obvious price tag. 3p? A tragically low price, you might say. Though perhaps the going rate for aging waxworks riddled with cracks. and yet you sold it to the portly gentleman for an exorbitant £200 again? The sort of plucky behaviour that's sure to attract the attention of Scotland Yard, isn't that so, madame?
I do not... She's utterly speechless. As is anyone who has not heard of Herlock's deductive reasoning before. There's a very little reasoning and a lot of duck.
Yes, the waxwork you sold has already been seized by the police and remains in their custody as we speak.
Benedict Cumberbatch has got nothing on Herlock Sholmes. Neither does Robert Downey Jr., apparently.
The old man must be reunited with his grave in this special exhibit, and not a moment too soon.
Discovered already. I want Benedict Cumberbatch to actually voice all of Herlock Sholmes' lines in this entire game. Like, just hire him as the official voice actor. You know he'd do it.
Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle.
If Suzato was here, she'd clap. You know Elijah Wood? You know, the guy who played Frodo in, nice claps. The guy who played Frodo in The Hobbit. The Lord of the Rings. Well, apparently he's a huge gamer. I'm sure you've heard the news of him, like, letting people go to his Animal Crossing island and all that. But also, like, if we're talking about, Double Fine Productions, the ones who made Psychonauts, they actually made an adventure game not too long ago on Kickstarter called Broken Age. And, I don't know if it's what I expected going into the Kickstarter, but it was pretty good. Pretty good. It had a lot of potential with the first half, and then the second kinda... I don't know. I don't know what I expected. Maybe I shouldn't have expected anything. It wasn't bad, it was just... different. But anyway, Elijah Wood voices one of the main characters in that game. I forget his name, but the game's about a boy living in space who may or may not be the last person alive, and his goal is to, like, go to far reaches of the universe in order to, like, try to keep the human race going, but his only companionship is, like, his quote-unquote mom, who's, like, a computer AI on the ship. And, that's Elijah Wood. He's voicing him throughout the whole time. Like, he's a voice actor, in addition to being an actor. He could totally... Well, if Elijah Wood can be a voice actor in a video game, then Benedict Cumberbatch could do so too. Although that is really just a different person entirely and has no bearing. Wall-E but humans? Basically. The other half of that story, the broken age, so to speak, is a girl who reaches of age, and there's a ceremony in her town. Now this takes place in, like, the ground, not space. Not in the ground, on the ground. There's a ceremony where girls that become of age in their town have to be sacrificed to a giant monster. And depending on who the monster picks, they are appeased, and then they promise not to attack the town for another year. It's kind of horrifying, but old towns like that, they had their superstitions. And she has to find a way to defeat that monster instead of, like, let the tradition of maidens being kidnapped go on, so to speak.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cucumberbatch, yeah. Benadryl Cucumber.
Wax!
Henry Cavill, current actor for Superman in the DCU, missed the call for Superman because he was playing World of Warcraft. Dang, what a mistake. He should have been playing critically acclaimed Final Fantasy XIV instead.
See, I see you've stunned you all into silence.
You have, Hurley, you have. As usual.
Wow, that is molten wax that has been boiling for how long? On no discernible heat source? She must be magic.
And you've obviously upset this young lady in the process. Her cauldron looks awfully hot.
If I could just bring up one point, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, the notorious Naruhodo 1 point. I'm all ears, my dear fellow.
According to your deduction, the special exhibit featured this old policeman. So that would mean that he's the particularly ruthless murderer, wouldn't it?
The killer policeman, Ottermole.
What? Sorry?
It was a mysterious series of murders that rattled the capital only last year. The police rushed to the scene every time, only to find the culprit had disappeared into the aether.
What? Wait, hold on. He's been serious right now? I had to pay attention to what he said?
And it turned out the culprit was a policeman himself, a senior officer by the name of Ottermole.
An otter and a mole? How many other small mammals is he? Is he Ratball? Maybe he's Rat Jam. So you mean that's who's the sinister-looking old man that they're supposed to be? Those games are mainstream, though. Call you when one of them play Super Robot Wars or Kamen Rider. Oh yeah, show me the famous actors who are real weebs. That man is playing Galaga. Oh yeah? Well, that man is playing frickin' Great Ace Attorney Chronicles on a fan translation. On his 3DS. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
Indeed, it's a particularly grim face, is it not? Unforgettable, in fact, yes. I remember that odious countenance only too well. That odious man.
But is it 200 pounds a lot of money for a wax model? I don't know, it seems like too little.
It would be enough to afford one of the latest Steam carriages, if that puts things in perspective.
So, it's quite a lot then. I guess I'm not thinking 1890s money. Guillermo del Toro, yeah! Freaking Pacific Rim. The fact that he allowed himself to be put into Death Stranding. That's a good example, Haru. Guillermo, they're totally okay with it.
Is there anything else, Suicide? Before I melt you down? No, please, no!
No, stop, wait. That bubbling wax is looking more and more ominous. Guillermo del Vaca, what?
The smell of all that molten wax is starting to worry me.
Mr. Sholmes did more or less accuse her to her face, so I think I might have to call you on your assistance here, Iris, if that's all right. To make some minor corrections to the great detective's great deductions. If any of these wrong answers give me, like, an accolade, please let me know.
Of course it's all right. We'll soon set things straight.
In fact, I'll say it right now. Heck yeah, baby. Ooh. Do-do-do. 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 Bop, bop, bop. Well, let's get started then, shall we? Before Madame Taspel vents her anger.
Just what I was waiting to hear, my dear fellow.
What would you do without me, Sholmes?
So, Madame Taspels, in accordance with our agreement, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work.
Well, look, this is the show you paid for. Should have hashed out the contract beforehand. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Sold for cash? I think not. Try her braid? Okay.
To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so helpfully from your bag.
In my estimation, some 200 pounds. I'm not gonna reread that. Yes. Actually, it's revealed by your long braid. You will need to spend that money on your hair care. I mean, with such a long hairstyle, you need to spend an entire bottle of shampoo every time you go to the shower. I mean, Sephiroth. I mean, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII literally reveals that Sephiroth canonically uses an entire bottle of shampoo every shower. He'd need it, I don't doubt it. She definitely looked in this direction, it's true.
But I'm not sure she'd sell any of her waxworks, even for 200 pounds. She must pour her heart and soul into making them, don't you think? Over and above the wax.
It's a nice little layer. Oh, look, even her art has the Mickey Mouse ears. Aww. Ain't that adorable?
If it were me, I wouldn't sell them for anything.
For that much money, I would, but it sounds like that makes me a bad person. Naruhodo! Well, anyway. I wonder if the 200 pounds could have some other significance.
Let's follow that furtive glance again.
Ooh, furtive.
And see if there's anything else that could explain it.
This one isn't the one where you can perspect it. Oh. Hey, what's this? Oh, wait a minute, there's a 200-pound thing here. Sherlock was right. Jeez. Well, if that's the right one, clearly it was the grave, the headstone. There's no penalties in this part of the game, is there? Oh man, I should be doing incorrect things more. I gotta read the dialogue. You didn't like Herlock Sholmes at first, but you realized how much it suits him. Hey, if it's good enough for Maurice LeBlanc, it's good enough for me. Nice mouse. It seems this well-dressed gentleman is alive after all, just not alive and kicking. He's not a waxworker or a model or a mass murderer. I'm not sure if I'd pay 200 pounds for him.
I'm not sure I'd pay 200 pounds for him.
I don't think the man's up for sale.
No, anyway, it was a silly place to put him. Other museum visitors could easily trip.
I don't think the man was put here on purpose either. What happens if I present it? Portly man. Nope. Oh yeah, he doesn't even try. Oh, there are penalties, never mind. The gentleman on the floor must know the significance of the 200 pounds. Let's ask him. I'm sure he'll give us a bang-up answer. If only we had a spirit medium here, Naruhodo. All we need to do is wake him, and we'll have our answer. We had no need to deduce anything. Shirking of that nature will hasten the end of the world, Mr. Naruhodo. The end of the world? And there is a distinct possibility that the man has no knowledge of the money anyway. So, do you cause the destruction of our planet or continue a deduction process? The choice is yours. I don't like how much choice I'm having. I'd rather play a linear game. Looks like I'd better go back to saving the world then. Can't talk today. And Lupin's public domain, so they can't do anything about it. Well, that was when the writer of Lupin was writing a story with Sherlock Holmes, which at the time was very much under copyright for all of the works. So yeah, that's how Maurice LeBlanc got around the copyright of Sherlock Holmes back then. Man, look, there's already been precedent. You can't sue. Although I guess that would have been in the French courts.
Judging my appearances, this man and the 200 pounds are in no way related at all.
Poor man was in the wrong place at the wrong time, it seems. There's no doubt, though. Alright, okay. Look at the thing. Plus, I'm running out of time anyway. Take that! Wait, wasn't the note? This looks very suspicious to me. Oh no! Oh no! I missed, didn't I? Oops. Is it not note on the wall? Do I need to read it first?
What's that note doing pinned on the wall there?
Oh yes, let's see. They're not counting on the fact that I can see the 200 pound from there. All right, that's a little. Dear Madame Tespels, we've taken the prisoner from this room. The price for his safe return is 200 pounds. Have the money ready by noon on 23rd October.
What?
This is a ransom note. Failed to inspect before in presenting part 3. Man, I would have thought they'd take care of that for you. It's just like the sort of thing that's left behind when someone is kidnapped.
Yes, it's a ransom note.
Exactly. I got it. Now it's a ransom note. Come on. That's the downside of it being a penalty system and not the life bar system. Like, even that shouldn't be a big mistake. It should at the very least be just a little sliver of health. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that ransom note.
Quite so, and we must congratulate these criminals on their inventiveness of abducting a waxwork. 200 pounds is no small ransom fee, yet you clearly intend to pay it.
The model in question has special importance, so I put together all the money I have.
In summary then, the 200 pounds you have in your handbag is ransom money. Now let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented. Who is the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor? It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock, the cause of which is clearly known to you.
Unfortunately, keeping secrets. Bye. Which Delta blow was the pounds, you see, the pounds! Because it was so heavy, 200 pounds worth. If the waxwork was kidnapped, where does it leave us in terms of who this man is?
We could ask him when he comes round.
I think the point of this exercise is to understand the beauty of the deduction process, Iris.
Yes, you're right. Hurley's trying so hard, you mustn't let him down.
Well, there's little doubt he suffered shock. That much seems clear. But in that case, what's Madame's Tuspills trying to hide? Let's have a closer look round. Break time. Well, we are just examining everything, huh? First of all, though, I want to see what else we can take a look at. Look, we can look at the part of the wall that we're not supposed to see. Oh, it's all low quality. Oh, this wasn't never meant to be seen in HD, that's for sure. Look. It's just a repeat of that scenery over there. But way more low quality. Look, they've even got a half-step ladder over here. Anyway, nice braid. It first heard of Lupin from Lupin III. A lot of people did. And other people first hear about Arsène Lupin through Arsène from Persona 5. Man, person who has only played Persona 5 seems pretty Persona 5 in here. Getting some Persona 5 vibes. Madame Tuspills has very long hair, doesn't she?
Yes, but you couldn't tell looking at her from the front.
You know, looks rather like a whip, don't you think? Oh? On a whippity-whip trip? The sort of whip that could have floored the gentleman with a single crack.
That seems a little far-fetched, even for you, Bruno.
Oh, yeah?
Well, let's just present it. Nope.
I'll take that penalty. Just see what happens. Madame Tuspills' hair is very neatly braided, creating an effective whip that she used to beat the man to the ground. Oh yes, I can picture the scene quite clearly.
Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. He was so sure of himself. You can see the exact moment his heart breaks in twain.
I'm afraid your imagination is overactive. My imagination?
Yes, perhaps I was clutching at straws a little.
I, on the other hand, can picture the scene of your spiked hair running the man through quite clearly.
Look at them, they were mirror image for a second until now. You say my imagination is overactive. Iris be like,
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Morgana Saseki Natsume. Yeah, I know about that. I've talked about that. Author of Wagahai wa Nekudaru, and how in Japanese Morgana uses the word Wagahai to revert to himself. I've mentioned that like a million times by now. It must have been a considerable blow to have knocked the man unconscious. Alright, okay. So what could be a weapon here? The cauldron? She's not holding the cauldron. Wait. Something behind here? What you got here? Belt? The model itself, maybe? The little, divider things? Let me just take a look-see around. Beep 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 beep. There's not much. There's not much to examine at all. Give me something. The bathtub. Hold on, I'm looking. I'm not even gonna look at chat until I figure it out, because I have a feeling that people are want to backseat around this time. It's okay. I can figure it out. I just need to find it. The lamppost? There's like nothing I can see. I guess no, I can't even look at the post note. There is nothing to examine. Oh, I must have passed over it maybe? Okay, let me just, you guys can take bets on how long it'll take me to find it. We'll get it eventually. It's a good thing this music is such a bop. Like, my inclination would be that it would be like something she's trying to hide behind her back, but I don't see anything back here. Wait. Wait a minute. Ma'am? Ma'am. Your hand seems to be a little tan. You go to the beach and forget to put sunblock on it? I didn't even notice that at first. Like, I saw she was holding her hand behind her back. Wait a minute, that's a left hand. Wait, that is a left hand. I'm colorblind, if y'all don't know. So I didn't even notice at all until I took a real close look that it was a slightly different skin tone. Or the fact that it's looks like a right hand, but it's a left hand.
This is just Madame Tuspel's right hand, isn't it?
Yes, it must be. I can clearly see your left hand after all.
Oh, but wait a minute. This is a left hand as well, look.
She's the double left-handed person. Polar F, we found your sister's murderer. This is Centerfold. Don't say such creepy things, Iris. Please. Did I examine the steplet? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Don't worry about it.
And it seems very stiff, too. In fact, it's really hard.
You mean... Are we just, like, standing behind her, just, like, grabbing her, this hand? It's like, yes, very, very nice and firm. Yeah, it's nice joints. It's made of wax. Ah, now that seems like a weapon.
Take that!
Nice collarbone. What? What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the waxwork hand. Indeed, with such a solid waxwork limb, one could deliver a very substantial blow.
How could you?
Centerfold had two right hands? Oh, well, in that case, we found Centerfold's sister. Or should I say J. Gale. The hand protruding from the bottom of your cape it ought to be a right hand, but closer inspection reveals this, in fact, a left hand.
Ah!
And somewhat masculine as well. What is this, Seinfeld? It's got man hands, man. In other words, it does not belong to you, madame. It is the hand of a waxwork model. Nothing's wrong with having manly hands. You miss Iris kicking wax stromes. Very unfortunate. Ooh, it's got like a metal joint connector in it. This thing is well engineered, honestly. Is that just like Soseki Natsume's hand? Did they just take the model from Soseki Natsume's model and make a hand? No.
Some of the visitors to my museum can be troublesome. They meddle with the exhibits and cause damage.
So you mean that arm? Brother! I live on through this arm!
Yes, this gentleman saw fit to try to remove it as a souvenir.
And he got the arm. Whack! We live in a society, Mr. Naruhodo. No small keepsake. Like taking a whole branch of a cherry tree when you go to view the blossoms. You know,
I'm afraid I have to teach the man a lesson.
Sholmes, I need to know who you've got bribed in order to work all these lights as well as you do, just at the snap of a finger. That's where all the rent money is going. To the lighting director. You confronted the man and tried to take the arm back.
And the result? The scene we see before us. He was knocked unconscious.
I like how every time we see this man, he's either in a T pose or some sort of default looking pose.
A point we may need to revisit later, but for the time being, we have our conclusion. Yes, the killer in this special exhibit has been kidnapped.
Talked about Sholmes' money last stream. Always. Always about how he just does not have enough of it. There we go, topic 2. Little did I know we were actually in the hole.
Ooh. The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider that problem for a moment.
You cannot possibly...
Young man over there, he's actually a police officer because of the scarf, I guess. The neckerchief. According to Mr. Sholmes, the yellow neckerchief is a sign to other policemen that some crime is underway.
A way of communicating with his colleagues without revealing his identity, yes. It's a secret that's closely guarded by Scotland Yard.
That Mr. Sholmes didn't hesitate to give away.
Well, uncovering secrets is in any true detective's nature, of course.
Right. Anyway, judging by Madame Tuspel's reaction to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, I think perhaps we might not have identified the man quite correctly. Who is this? Oh, well, there you go. Can I like take the cap off him though? I want to just inspect it. Maybe he has eyes. I've seen hats like this in Japan as well. They're called flat caps, aren't they? They're very nice. They're still stylish even today.
Yes, or hunting caps. Hurley's hat is called a deer stalker, by the way.
Nowadays, people just call it a Holmes hat because it's so very associated with Sherlock Holmes. Hunting, stalking. The British certainly seem keen on catching game. Every time I see a deer stalker, I automatically think of Mr. Sholmes. But a flat cap makes me think of a Japanese country gentleman somehow. In other words, people from all walks of life wear all different types of hat, so that does not really help us. Nice. What else can I take a look at? Nothing really. Let's go take a look at
His arm!
What the? The man has a stub sticking out of his shoulder where his arm should be.
Oh, well, that settles that then.
Right. This isn't a real person at all. Well, I mean, it could be. Don't be insensitive. Maybe he just lost his arm in a freak deduction accident. He tried to point out some key evidence, and he's like, he was actually trying to point through a guillotine. Ah! 'Tis but a scratch.
His entire arm's been ripped off from the shoulder down.
His arm's been... Of course, that ties in with what we just found out. Man, if this was an earlier Ace Attorney game, the localization team would not hesitate to make some sort of Monty Python reference here.
Take that!
Take that! Shoulder stub. Nice point. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his shoulder stub. No such boneless human walks this earth. Of that I can assure you. Maybe not yet. Look at how twins they are right now. When me and the bestie go out for Dairy Queen.
In other words, the man standing here, the young Sergeant John Clay, is in fact defying our odds on not a waxwork model.
That's not defiant, that's obvious. I seem to remember it was you who concluded he was a real person in the first place, Mr. Sholmes.
He has become quite a celebrity in London, being the winner of no less than 3 policing awards last year. I simply had to make a model of the man.
Naturally! What other explanation could there be?
And it was this detective's arm that was pulled off by the man on the floor in the special exhibit, wasn't it? For a souvenir, I find that hard to believe.
Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage.
Fast forward. A killer policeman called Automole, was it? Was he well known? Reminds you of the first episode of Doctor Who. Oh, geez. With the living plastic. What's it called? The Nessine consciousness? Oh man, I love that episode. It was a great start to the reboot. Who knows if the series would have done as well as it did without that episode, like being the very first reboot one. But, however, I lost my train of thought.
It was all over the papers last year, but I can't say I know what he looks like. It's a very low price, though. Threepence isn't much money.
Like, you could buy gas or you could buy a scarf. Either way, you get heated up. But which one is worth? I'd say the scarf is worth more because, yeah, it only bundles up your neck. But at least it's not like a one-time done. You don't have to keep paying that 3 pence, you know? Only enough for a few measly hours of gas in Mr. Garradeb's delightful lodgings, in fact. So this is the special killer taken from this special exhibit, is it? The waxwork that somebody stole from the museum and tried to ransom for £200. Is this crusty old killer policeman? Automole, really? Better than the Flash Gordon reboot.
Perhaps we should have a good look around again and see if another idea crops up.
Oh my god. He is real. Let's just not look at that. I mean, it says Twitch. Like, I see the word Twitch and I am instantly turned off. Why would I ever want to go anywhere related to Twitch? Seems like a terrible place full of hot tub streaming and ASMR. Ugh. Never. How realistic. They got animatronics in here. Look at this. The old man's tapping his foot like crazy.
He seems to be fast asleep, though.
He's not tapping his foot consciously then. So you mean
it must be a twitch?
a little bit of a tick. Never mind that. The point is waxworks don't tap their feet.
Or twitch.
Look at his arm too. Seen a scarf like that somewhere else around here, haven't we? Yeah, the Fourth Doctor. Or you know, that one police officer from the last game.
Take that!
Take that! Heck yeah. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious twitch. Even the most realistic waxworks do not exhibit a twitch. Look man, animatronic technology will become so scary in the future. I've been to Disney World. I went on the Avatar ride, the one where you go on that boat. There's multiple rides, but the boat one is the only one I could actually get in line for. And 2, has the most realistic and absolute creepiest animatronics I've seen. It's got one that like dances around. It's one of the Navi characters from Avatar. It like dances around with all of its limbs like flailing about. But it doesn't look like, I don't know, a robot or a spinning gyro. It actually looks like a person just gyrating, moving about. It freaks me out. I've seen videos on YouTube about how Disney engineering does it. They actually apply like inverse kinematics and motion smoothing. So it's not just a pre-programmed motion, it's actually AI. It's kind of cool. Maybe not AI, but like it's more complicated than a baked animation.
In other words, the splendid old man is in fact a genuine member of Scotland Yard.
Slight shift in your choice of adjectives then. Yeah, murderer, not really a murderer.
And there you have it. Well, Madame Tespels.
Well, what? It was me who contacted the police and demanded that someone come in the first place.
He is clearly
fatigued. He is sound of sleep.
But then, what's this tag about showing a price of 3 pence? It's Rolly Beat without makeup. Whoa! That's some heckin' makeup right there. Also, what's up, Nameless Inversion? How's it going?
No doubt the price tag of the muffler, which the old Bobby purchased recently at the local market.
Nice.
And I presume you've observed the scarf tied around his arm. Does that not strike you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, the secret sign used by detectives to show that some criminal activity is currently underway. Of course, because, as you know, there has been just such criminal activity happening here. As you deduced from the very beginning, Detective.
So it would seem that we finally arrive at the truth.
Love my playthroughs. Thank you. Haven't been around and want to play without spoilers. Fair enough. Oop, I missed some stuff.
So it would seem that we finally arrive at the truth.
The waxwork of the especially ruthless killer from the special exhibit has been kidnapped.
Oh, dun dun dun! And Scotland Yard are already investigating. But the mortal's whereabouts remain a mystery.
Making AI? No, not Disney. They're gonna take over. You know, I have a feeling Disney's trying to take over the world in ways besides robots, unfortunately. And they're kind of succeeding. And we're just letting it happen. Hey, though. Any of y'all catch the new episode of Marvel What If? Haven't watched it yet. Don't spoil it. Why is she so hot? Tussbros is cute. So it's not just me. I mean, I respectfully agree.
What? This concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of the horrifying puzzle.
Still a mystery. Da 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 da.
All sorts of people visit my museum here. Men and women, young and old. Sometimes they drop in for just a short time on their way back from the pub. I welcome them all. But if anyone tries to damage my exhibits, I do not take it lightly.
I can tell. Dang, don't remind me not to cross her path. I might get cursed with a witch's brew of wax. I like how that works. I like how the hot wax, like, also evokes hot cauldron. So, you know, the witch theme is so perfect. Yo, we haven't seen a magic lady so magical ever since True C. Wright. And that's in the future.
Anyway.
Nice egg, worst company. More judgment. Nice. Look at she spin. Oh. Oh, can I see that again? Can I see that again? Can somebody clip that so I can see it forever? You know, for you know, reference. So I can move more gracefully like she does. Yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying Judgment, Dylan. We're in this lady's wax museum, and we've just solved the mystery of this man who appeared to be dead, but not really. Not sure what bearing it has on the case at hand. Hand. But who knows? I think I have an idea, though.
Your great deduction was even more enchanting than I had been led to believe.
It was a pleasure, my dear madame. I'm gratified that you enjoyed the spectacle. Oh, brother. And as for your rough customer, I've no doubt they'll regain consciousness shortly and return home.
And hopefully not press charges. She has an air that seems hot. Oh, you know, it's just the melting, boiling wax. That's pretty hot. You get the name, as in Madame Tussaud's Max Museum. Madame Tussaud? Oh, it's a pop culture reference. Okay, I didn't know. Anna Maria Tussaud, French artist known for her wax sculptures. Oh! Well, the timeline is slightly off, because Marie Tussaud was around till 1850, but maybe that's clearly inspiration. It's about the right time. Huh. Yeah, for France, museum in London, this has got to be this game's version of that. I see.
What concerns me more
She looks better in HD.
is the waxwork from the special display, if it was indeed genuinely abducted.
If it's still around, the museum is in real life. I'd like to go see it someday. For reference, thanks for the clip, Haru. So Dylan says you might get to the sequel start of holidays. Nice, right on time. Me, however, I don't know. Now that Kiryu is in freaking... Super Monkey Ball, Banana Mania, I'm just... I keep going back and forth on which one I actually want to play, like now that I'm on a Yakuza kick. I don't know, that's kind of been replaced with a Dragon Quest kick now. A Dragon Quick. In part, still due to Yakuza Like a Dragon, so it's not like it's just out of nowhere. But, someday. Someday. For sure, though, the game I will substitute in Skyward Sword when that game is done, because we're nearing the end of it, is Dragon Quest V, hands down. Because the gaming club over at Sprint's Discord is already going right into it, so I'm behind.
Yes, tragically it was.
You just found out about that trailer. Worst company, I'm disappointed. Aren't you like the Yakuza fan? It's okay, it's okay. The important thing is you found out about it.
Then I would ask you to recount to us the events surrounding the stolen waxwork. In as much detail as possible, if you please.
Very well. But after I've told you what I know, I must insist that you return to your work.
I'm wondering then, what exactly did the stolen waxwork look like? I have an idea.
The talents of a great wax detective could be put to better use, I feel, but as you wish.
You've been trying to draw her hats hard to get right. Oh, Weenie, I would love to see it. Weenie is one of our resident artists, to be sure. I remember the drawing she's made of the... They've made of the attendants from Ace Attorney Investigations. So, here's an idea. There's a certain other big hat witch character that I've been thinking about drawing as well. Man, is that just my aesthetic? Is that just my aesthetic? Now that I realize it. Let's not delve too much into this. I'm just thinking, I don't know what this aesthetic is, but same energy. Ino from Guilty Gear and Madame to spell over here. Just giant witch hat. Giant witch hat gotta be one of my favorite aesthetics. I think the key thing you have to do is get the curvature right. Because you can't really see my mouse, huh? I'll use something else as a marker of some sort. I will use... Where did it go? I'll use these shifty eyes. You can see it's got that whole, like, curve that goes convex, then concave. Goes whoop. And then from here you see the underside of the hat. Dispel's got it too. A little less extreme, but you get the same idea, right? It goes whoop, and you get the bottom of the brim on this side. And then from there you just make it as flowy as you want. Got a nice little bend at the tip. There you go. Definitely pretty good. But have you seen my badge though? Didn't I already present that? Let's present it again. Chaotic but nice. Rosalina vibes? A little bit. Must be the star.
Yes, what is that? I remarked on it to myself immediately, and I've been very curious since.
She likes my badge.
Well, it's actually the mark of a defense lawyer in the Empire of Japan. Oh, well, dommage. Not as interesting as I'd hoped.
What exactly were you expect? Oh, I read that already. Okay. You like the hair? So basically Manuela from Three Houses. Basically.
Tell us more about the stolen waxwork, please. It was some days ago now, when I came in here one morning. I immediately noticed that a waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here. Yes, it is your most prominent display, so that's why the curtains were closed.
I found the ransom note in its place. Wait, what? Wait, what? The Wax Museum in Hollywood is also a Madame Tussauds? Wow, I've only ever heard of it called the Hollywood Wax Museum.
You know, there might be multiple.
Did I go to the wrong wax museum? Wait a minute. There's got to be multiple then. Hollywood Wax Museum. I guess it's just that famous, huh? No, yeah, there's a Hollywood Wax Museum. It says you visited 6 years ago. But that, I guess, is different from the Madame Tussauds one. Probably a copycat that ended up being one of the more... You know what the benefit is? They calling themselves the Hollywood Wax Museum. When you search, hey, what's that Hollywood Wax Museum? Well, then, of course you search for Hollywood Wax Museum, and you'd go to it first. What is the... Let me look at the address for the Hollywood one. If I can find it. Maybe it is the same. Hello? Madame Tussauds Hollywood. Bolsy Bear, what's up? How you doing? Hollywood, more like Waxwood. Got him. Haha. That... Oh, yeah, there are different addresses for sure. Madame Tussauds Hollywood is 6933 Hollywood Boulevard. But Hollywood Wax Museum was a different one that I closed the tab and I can't find it anymore. Never mind. Sneaky. Well, I gotta go visit sometime. The culprit must have broken in during the night and taken it then. Yeah, and apparently there's one in New York too. Nice. Why am I doxing these wax museums? Wouldn't they like the extra business? Even if I say, like, oh, I've been here once. Like, yeah, I live in LA. I've been all around LA. Doesn't really say anything about, like, maybe I live there now. Maybe I live in the wax museum, masquerading as a wax chicken. You never know. That's where I stream from. Oh, I just doxed myself.
So this is a waxwork that was stolen. It was a model of some horrible criminal, I suppose. Of a particularly horrible criminal, in fact.
Huh?
The killer who left a more profound scar in society than any other, I would say. The Professor.
Professor Layton? What? What?
Not a name I've heard of. I mean, there's a lot of professors, Ryunosuke.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, it seems the circle is complete.
Professor Moriarty? You really think they do that? You think they put Professor Moriarty in a game with Sherlock Holmes in it? I mean, Sherlock Holmes in it. Nah, it's gotta be like Professor, Topiary. Professor, Morty. Professor Morty Arty.
Yeah, there you go.
Mortimus Artemis. Sorry? Ryunosuke did hear that name in the last game.
What?
The Professor's case happened at around the time I was born, didn't it?
Indeed it did, Iris. 10 years ago.
So I wonder what the lookalikes name is, huh? Don't tell me, because I guess you'd know if you played the first game in this collection.
A series of murders that rocked the capital.
His memory's atrocious. My memory's atrocious, too.
10 years ago? Yes, at exactly that time. That Baroque Van Zieks graduated from university, in fact.
What? Dude's only 10 years out of college? What have I been doing with my life? Surely he's not saying...
So the big event that changed Mr. Reefer's life.
As you surmised, it was the Professor case.
Ooh. Who was the professor then? Dun dun dun! The bloodiest graduation the university's ever seen! Yo, wait, was that university? Did Baroque Van Zieks ever say what university he graduated from? Did he graduate from Hope's Peak University? Where do you go after you graduate from Hoax Peak High School? What?
It was a series of gruesome murders that had all of London gripped in terror a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested and put to death.
And now he's immortalized here in wax for all Londoners to admire and enjoy.
Man, I'm not sure about that. It almost feels like he's being glorified. London University, eh? Oh, Hemlock Shears. William's got to get to bed. Hey, have a good night, William. Thanks for dropping on by. Hope you had a fun time, and don't sleep too late.
Though, of course, he happens to be absent at present on account of the abduction.
Or, you know, the sentence to death thing.
But I don't understand. How is this all related to Lord Van Zeeks?
Maybe the wax figure was also sentenced to death. As a show of, like, symbolism.
You must first understand, my dear fellow, why it is that professor earned such infamy.
We're having a flashback. So, dudes, how you doing, Evan? How you doing, Evan?
It was due to the victims he chose. Some of Whitehall's finest.
Whitehall?
What do you mean, Hurley?
Those murdered by the professor were some of the highest members of the British aristocracy. Members of the nobility, even royalty.
Yo, this man murdered the Queen?
It sent shockwaves through the country's administration.
Members of the... Wait, of course! What Professor Hairbrain said! Lord Van Zeeks is from a family with noble blood.
Whoa! You don't suppose the man in the painting is who Professor Morty murdered? Morty murdered. Professor was the same in original. I mentioned in first case. Oh, so not actually Moriarty. Just, well, if Moriarty, then not confirmed yet. But the professor. Okay. I got confused. I thought you guys were saying it was actually confirmed to be Moriarty.
Oh, gosh!
We dishonored now? Apparently. Paper Goose, how you doing?
It was the 5th victim that led to the professor's arrest.
They waited that long to arrest him? Or maybe they just didn't have evidence until then.
The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of... Van Zeeks. Clint Van Zeeks.
Clint!
No! I don't believe it! Massacre! Van Zeeks! Bakada!
I'm sure you can piece together the rest for yourself. In the wake of his older brother's murder, Brother, the young Baroque pursued a career as a prosecutor, and eventually became the Reaper we know today.
Oh. Man, I wonder if that has anything to do with his former partner, too. But, dang.
Liquid! Brother! I live on through this wax arm! And the entirety of this wax statue. I had no idea Lord Van Zeeks had such a tragic past.
Well, I'm afraid that's all I can say on the matter. For the time being, at least.
Shouldn't I know as much as possible before the trial, though?
After all, I have work to do.
Me too.
As a waxwork exhibit.
Don't worry, Shows. Some of my legal fees will help pay for our living accommodations. Oh, so we're just not going to talk about the identity of the man on the ground. He's just there. He's nothing important. Oh no, maybe he's one of the jurors in the case tomorrow. I hope not. Oh, another conflict of interest. They seem to be very keen on reusing jurors. Even in the first game, a lot of the jurors end up being witnesses in future cases, or like, they get reused in this game.
I'm afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well.
Oh yes, of course. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Whew, getting hot in here. Must be the wax. Thought I was representing this guy pro bono. I don't want to have Herlock worry. I'm worried. I'm gonna be living on the streets, man. Maybe I should just go back to Japan.
Well, none of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you coming to visit me here.
Ooh, what? Where?
Oh, none of the scenarios I've been analyzing have involved you visiting me here. It's been too long, it really has. I'm delighted to see you, Baroque.
It's been 10 years, and here we are, meeting in a prison of all places. And could you just drop that silly accent? I know you're an Englishman.
I can't forgive the fine. Afraid to say an accent. I can't forgive myself for what happened to Mr. Asman. I just can't. I still can't believe it could happen.
Just standing next to each other. Oh yeah, these two best of friends. I could totally see it.
They don't even look like they're from the same game. Tomorrow, the court will decide.
Yes. I have a young Eastern man acting for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though. It was an accident. A terrible accident. He assures me he can prove it.
About that.
I must warn you.
Oh, I know. I've heard already. You're going to be prosecuting, aren't you?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, well. Since I returned to England, I've heard lots of stories. Baroque, are you really...
What?
Never mind. I know that you have my best interests at heart.
Again with the accent.
I'm sorry, it comes naturally now.
My friend is on trial. I wouldn't entrust it to anybody else.
oh. Because whether or not he's guilty is not for Van Zieks to decide. It's for Van Zieks to find the truth. He believes in his friend. That's why he's prosecuting. Oh, Van Zieks! Oh, I knew you had a soft side. I hope that's how it is. If Hairbrain truly is innocent, then it doesn't matter that Van Zieks is prosecuting. He just needs the truth.
Of course, I fully understand. Thank you, Baroque. We'll go out for schnitzel later. Assuming I get out of here.
Until tomorrow, then. I'll see you in court.
That sounds so freaking threatening. He's being the Edgeworth he needs to be. The way Albert's the only one who calls Van Zieks by his first name. Yeah, he's not scared. That's just how he knows him. And even though that's obviously also a Japanese thing, you don't really call people by their first name, even if you're friends. Only if you're like really good friends or family. It's like, I guess in a professional setting like this too, they're just friends.
Baroque, please. Please, make sure I am found innocent.
That is not my job. My job is to find the truth. Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
What are you doing?
I'm warding away lies from that dubious defense attorney you have.
Dubious, huh? Oh well. Oh well. What I will say is, it's 4 hours of stream, and I gotta get going. A little bit of a cliffhanger, but next time you see me, I'll see you guys in court. And we'll return with the Great Ace Attorney on Monday with the trial. Stream tomorrow, though. More Skyward Sword, so get excited for that. Hope you guys are. I mean, isn't this music just hyping you up? Come on. Like, it's wild. Sometimes I forget that the Great Ace Attorney is part of the Ace Attorney series. It has a completely different vibe, and that's not a bad thing. Like, it's a fresh take on the world of Ace Attorney. It's less silly overall, but you still got these wacky characters, punny names. Like, it's still Ace Attorney, but it's not Phoenix Wright. And Naruhodo makes that really clear. And I just like it. But, you know, sometimes I just want to hear Maya's theme every now and again. Yeah, we met a witch. Witches are cool. As they are. We get to see new jurors. We get to find out what's going on. Something to do with wax, my theory is. That the missing, I'll just say, maybe we already know where the missing wax figure went. And, it's the key to solving this mystery. But, if it's only gonna be the first day of trial, who knows what else is gonna crop up, huh? Bow ties are cool as well. Also, fezzes. I wear a fez now. Fezzes are cool. And Stetsons. Stetsons are cool too. Yeah. You have a sketch of Connette. Connette? Is that which lady's first name? I don't think we've heard it in-game yet, but maybe she'll testify tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Test spells. Or just put in a picture of, frickin' Rosalina from... What is this? Hold on, what is this? It's not art, but it's official art. Yeah, this is from Mario Kart Tour. I can tell because the file name is MKT. Man, why does Mario Kart Tour get all the cool characters? Like frickin' 8-bit Mario, 16-bit Donkey Kong Jr., seasonal Rosalina, and all the other princesses. Yeah, this is her, right here. Tuspel flying about on her magic invisible broom. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Tuspel. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know because the name I have here is Rosaikes? Rosaikes? Connette Rosaikes? Yeah, if you can post that in the stream art section, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. Yeah, for sure, Windy. But as always, if you ever have any art for the stream, go ahead and post it to the Discord or tweet it at me, and I'll put it up. I'll put it up. Yeah. And besides that, yeah, if you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitch to catch me live next time I play this, any other game. Just, you know, if you happen to be on the YouTube video, or if you're new, just tuning on in. If you liked it, just if you liked it. If you intended to come by again, I mean. And, yeah. Actually, I should put up those links. So, with that, oh, here we go. Stream art. Ooh! Normally I don't put up works in progress, but... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. From Windy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, she is beautiful. You have really captured her witchy ways, I think so. Oh man, I can't wait to see the finished product, Windy. This is amazing. I'm like... And you've also definitely improved. Like, your art was already amazing back in the Ace Attorney investigation days. You know what? You may notice I still got your Paper Mario art back here. Next to the wrestling Majora's masked wrestler, the Incineroar. Right there, just a little sneak peek. Esmeralda to spell. We'll probably like learn that in court, I guess. Esmeralda, also pretty beautiful. Pretty and beautiful. I love it. Can't wait to see the finished product. And thanks for showing. Thanks for sharing. Fashion prototype blueprints level. Oh, I wasn't joking when I said Windy was one of our art friends. Yeah. But okay. I said my spiel. If you gotta go to sleep, I'm ending the YouTube video now. So if you gotta go to sleep, whether you're watching the VOD or just hanging out, I'll keep you no further. Have a good night and stay clucky, y'all. More Great Ace Attorney next week. More Skyward Sword tomorrow. So, bye!